5.
And if you're just joining us on the stream, welcome to IORK's here at Ace Motorsport's Go Media Stadium 2025. Well, up here in the lovely city of Auckland, the sun is shining. We've had some insane racing over the past day and a half. We've had lots of practices, people taking it very, very seriously. We've seen some incredibly quick lap times. We've seen some 27 seconds around this lap, and trust me, 27 is a very, very impressive time. But we're having a great time down here, lots of competitors, everyone's enjoying it. So welcome along to the stream and get ready for some racing. First up, we've got the 100 kg category. So this is the first heat of our after our lunch break, and we're coming in for 100 kgs. We'll get the grid for you guys in just a moment.
Yes, it's, I believe it's Ryan Groen leading the title at this stage on 120 points from former 1NZ in this class. Dan Kennelly sitting back there in second on 116, and Craig Buckley on 110.
Yeah, we saw some great racing from them this morning. It was a really energetic race, and we've seen some very, very close heats. This one is like that as well, a very, very close heat. Dan's trying to get it through, but Ryan Groen, you have to say this morning, was very, very impressive. Moving up through the pack.
Oh, class of the field, Ryan Groen. But don't discount Dan Kennelly, you know, he's not a former 1NZ for nothing.
No, and Craig Buckley's not far behind them. Stan Slokey is also doing really, really well, so some incredible competitors in this field, and you have to say that everyone's really, really trying their best to really show what kind of result they can do.
Well, you've got the likes of Andrew Barber, of course. He's a very experienced driver. He's raced in this competition previously. I think he did quite well down there at Nelson.
Yeah, and of course the sun and the weather's changing a lot as well. We know Auckland weather. We've had a bit of rain throughout this weekend. A couple of our sessions we've had wet sessions. Last night we saw a fantastic heat where the rain came down midway through the session, and the whole entire race changed. There was yellows coming out and there was carnage. Then we saw an incredibly strong showing from Mandela Pluck, who just stormed away with the field. Now the weather's changed. It's become a little bit more sunnier. We saw some incredibly high heats this morning that was really changing the way that these cars were moving. Now coming into this session with 100 kgs, the weather's cooled down a little bit. Still quite warm, still quite hot. Sun's out there, but what kind of lap times do we think we can see throughout the session, considering the weight class and the weather?
Well, I'd be looking at probably a high 28 in this one. We know Dan Kennelly, I think in the previous heat was a 28.6, I think.
Yeah, it would certainly be really impressive to see 28s in this weight category coming through. That's how you know that these people would be pushing if we saw any times around that side. Obviously, Dan starting at the front of the grid. Do you want to run through the grid order?
Okay, on grid 1 we have kart number 21, Dan Kennelly. Off grid 2 is kart number 13, Charlie Mahoney. Off grid 3 is kart number 17, Nick Holt. Off grid 4 is kart number 11. Grid 4 is kart number 11, Hamish Cleland. Grid 5 is kart number 16, Lance Summerfield. Off grid 6 is kart number 15, Ryan Smythe. Off grid 7 is kart number 2, Stephen Martin. Off grid 8 we have kart number 18, Craig Buckley. Off grid 9 is kart number 10, Stace Local. Off grid 10 is kart number 19, Stephen Lee. Off grid 11 is kart number 20, Kerry Jansen. Off grid 12 is kart number 9, Craig Lacombe. Off grid 13 is kart number 4, one of the favourites, Ryan Groen. Off grid 14 we have kart number 3, which is Shamil Achichi. And off grid 15 is kart number 7, Abdul Rakib. Off grid 16 is Andrew Barber, kart number 14. So a lot of work for Andrew Barber to do.
And just running through the current championship results for so far for this heat, we've got leading the championship, leading the heat so far with Ryan Groen with 120 points, Dan Kennelly sitting with 116, and then following with Craig Buckley in third with 110. So that's our most up-to-date results for these guys. So fantastic showing this morning from Ryan Groen, Dan Kennelly and Craig. All had a really great race. The shock of it is Andrew Barber starting last. He was in a pretty impressive peddler early this morning. He's one that's probably starting at the back we should expect good results from later on in the session.
Well, Andrew is actually doing double duty this weekend to compete in another class. Another one doing double duty, Ryan Graham, back there in 13th position, of course leading on points. He's got a lot of work to do. This is the chance for Dan Kennelly to make a big points haul here on Ryan Graham. And this could really throw the points, overall points in this one, Ash.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously 25 points to the race leader, whoever that is at the end of this heat, is a big one. So obviously with the championship only being a 10-point difference between it, you could absolutely see a huge upset with a swing and a roundabout change in the championship position just from this heat alone.
Okay, the field are going round on their warm-up lap now. Oh, we've got a problem for cart number 9. Cart number 9, just looking at my charts here. Craig Lacombe.
Yeah, so
Craig Lacombe's got his arms up. None of the marshals have spotted him yet.
Yeah, so this morning we had Kerry Jansen. He was in the fastest time then last night, and then Dan Kennelly finished second with Ryan Graham third in that race. The lap times last night that they were setting were around 29 and 28, so you were right. Dan did set at 28 last night in the colder temperatures. It'll be interesting to see what he can do in the warmer temperatures today.
Yes, well, Dan's no slug, so he will start from the pole position. The 2023 IORK champion in this class, 100 kgs plus.
Yeah, totally. And given that in the points positions, they can change dramatically throughout each race.
Another one to look out for, Lance Somerville. Somerville starting back there in 5th spot, the man from Tauranga.
Yeah, and of course the first position in this race will net the driver 64 points. So the difference between Dan Kennelly on 116 and Ryan Graham to 120, only 4 points difference. A win here, a first for Dan Kennelly and a second for Ryan Graham would mean that they'd be equal on points at the end of this race. So it's an incredibly close championship.
Okay, it's the calm before the storm out there. We're about to go racing. Go racing in heat number 3.
And here we go. Into the first corner. Let's see, is there any carnage? We're getting almost a 3 wide coming into the first corner. This can always end in a bit of chaos as it tightens.
Oh, looks like Dan, the man, has got the start.
Oh, big bumping and shoving. It looks like cart 15 received a bit of a push and is now falling on the way back after that. So that's hurt him dramatically.
Oh, there's a big move from Nick Holt. He moves into 2nd place.
Yeah, Nick was starting towards the back of the field, so moving up quite a distance.
I don't know, man. I'm watching.
As they come around to complete the first lap. In fact, here comes Kennelly. He's doing his first pit stop.
In comes cart 21 of Ryan Graham as well. Someone that we're expecting to do very well in this, doing an early pit stop. We've seen this strategy. If you're just joining us on the stream, we've seen this strategy a lot throughout this race of weekends where we've had, oh, and it's disaster for cart 15. He's had engines issues after being hit.
Well, that's an excellent pit stop from Dan Kennelly, and I think he's going to get the benefit from that. He's got clear track. If you look at that, Ash, he's got clear track, and that's going to be a real advantage for Dan Kennelly.
Totally. Getting an early pit stop, as we've seen throughout this weekend, it's been a clear strategy. Pit early, get into the clear air, and then you can push through some really, really fast laps, high 28s, high 29s, push them through, and then you'll be able to reward yourself when the guys in front of you pit and you have the clear air the whole way.
Well, just look at our race leader is Nick Holt, and in behind him you've got Lance Somerville. Only 1.2 seconds behind, back there in 3rd place. Craig Buckley, and 4th is Ryan Graham up to 4th now in cart number 4.
Yeah, and Kerry Jansen's made his way to 3rd. He was really impressive last night, so Kerry Jansen also making his way up early throughout this race. Maybe he can overhaul some points and get himself back up the grid. He's currently sitting 7th in his 6th in his class.
Well, you've got to say the big mover and shaker so far, Ryan Graham, going from grid 13 right up to 4th.
Yeah, totally. He's got a huge amount of speed on himself. Really competitive in this category, and I mean, you don't lead the championship without being a fast driver, so really showing why he's in front of this championship so far.
Well, Nick Holt, your race leader in cart number 17, just ahead of Kerry Jensen in cart 20, and Ryan Graham now up to third place ahead of Lance Somerville.
Dan Kennelly down in 7th, so from the front of the grid falling all the way to 7th, but of course he's getting his pits out of the way, so you have to take that into factor. When you see a result like that, it's not from poor performance. This is him getting an advantage early, getting them out of the way, and then clearing himself up to race all the way through. So as we see his name climb up the road, he's getting his points in.
Well, it's all happening at the front of this field. And Lance Somerville, now your race leader, tower on his finest. You're ahead at this stage from Ryan Graham, up to second place from grid 13.
Yeah, totally. The battle between Groen and Dan Kennelly is going to be quite interesting throughout the rest of this race. Groen definitely has the early advantage, but you've got to remember to factor in those pits.
Well, Dan Kennelly sitting back there in 5th place, behind Abdul Rakib. Ryan Graham down to 3rd place, so he's just pitted. And there we see Lance Somerville still in 1st place ahead of Stace Locale and Dan Kennelly.
Yeah, fantastic showing from Dan, already getting past Groen in the pits. That means that Dan currently is sitting ahead of him in the overall race. So this could be a good result for Dan and really allow him to overthrow the results of Ryan Groen. This might be an equaliser in the championship.
Oh, Lance Somerville just getting a bit frustrated out there with someone. Of course, he's moved back to 2nd place now behind Stace Locale.
Yeah, totally. All the drivers taking this very, very seriously and trying off their best. So issues happen all the time. And we've got a double stack coming into the pit. So this is going to cause a little bit of a slowdown. Obviously, with the way that we're running it here at IORK, is you have to do 2 mandatory pit stops throughout the heat. So you have to stop for 3 seconds twice in a 10-minute race. That's a lot of stops. Allows a switch up of the grid positions, but if you double stack, you're going to get stuck behind them, and that's going to slow you down throughout the race.
Okay, that was Dan Kennelly doing his 2nd stop in cart number 18 sitting in 3rd.
Yeah, and Lance also someone that will be joining us later in the commentary box to have a chat with, a good peddler as well, and great insight from him throughout this weekend.
Yes, we've got 5 commentators this weekend, 1 NZ, 2 NZ, 3 NZ, which is Lance Somerville, and ANZ, which is of course you, Ash, you representing Auckland, and we've got BNZ representing Wellington.
Yeah, definitely. We've got a few lively characters to join us throughout the weekend and join us on the streams. But yeah, definitely great feedback from all the drivers and good to hear from them. And look forward to chatting with them later on as the weekend goes on. But yeah, Lance holding a good position right now. You have to wonder how his pits are going to play into this.
Well, it's just 2.5 minutes left in this one, and Lance Somerville with a 22.7 second lead at the moment. You've got to think that he hasn't done his pit stops yet.
Yeah, totally. Feels a little bit suspicious that he hasn't quite moved on yet.
As good as Lance is, of course, but we've got Shamil sitting there in 2nd place ahead of Ryan Graham in 3rd. And he's got Craig Buckley in between himself and Dan Kennelly. This could be a telling point.
Yeah, totally. We've seen throughout the weekend that lap traffic's playing a huge factor. You can be really, really fast and throughout the race, setting really good lap times, but if you can't get past people on this track, and this track's capable of being fast.
And there's Lance Somerville doing his first pit stop. I'll tell you what, he's got a rubber duck on top of his helmet. What's the story there?
I don't know, we'll have to ask him later on today why he's got a duck on his helmet, but a little bit of character. I mean, we love to have fun at these events. It's good to see him having chin. But it's interesting, right? He's still holding first, even with that pit stop. Obviously, he's probably got one more to go, but yeah, impressive so far. He might actually be in for a really good result this time.
Oh, masterclass there from Lance Somerville. Of course, a man with a fair bit of experience ran in the Motul Honda Cup in the North Island.
Yeah, and Ryan Groen's made his way up to 2nd place, so again, this isn't going to be easy for Lance if he wants to hold him off. He's only got 13-second gap between him and Ryan. Here comes Lance in for a stop. If he can make this faster than Ryan can get around the corner, he'll hold first, but if not, this is a fight for the lead here.
This is the last minute of the last stop.
Here we go. Will Lance come out ahead of Ryan Groen, or will Ryan Groen win this with 50 seconds left to go in the race? Can Dan Kennelly get on the podium?
No, Ryan Graham has taken the lead from Lance Somerville.
What an upset. Ryan Groen is going to win another race again.
Well, it's not an upset. He's a very talented driver, Ryan Groen.
I thought Lance had that one in the bag, to be honest. I thought he had done a masterstroke there. He's still on the podium now, but can Dan Kennelly beat Craig Buckley for that last podium seat?
Oh, Dan Canelli back there in 4th place. That's a bit of a turn up for the box.
Only a second gap between them, but with only 20 seconds on the clock, I think it's hard to change the positions now. Oh, and Lance has dropped dramatically out. He's fallen to 6th. It looks like Dan's made it onto the podium now that Lance has fallen off, and it's going to be a Craig Buckley, Dan Canelli joining the podium with Ryan Gron.
Andrew Barber's come from nowhere up to 4th.
Yeah, and Kerry Jansen had a great
And the
race.
checkered flag will be out.
Kerry Jansen had a great race, finishing in 5th as well.
There goes the checkered flag for our race winner, Ryan Graham. He's done it again. 2nd place will go to Craig Buckley. Oh no, Dan Canelli. Oh, it's all changing round now. Dan Canelli has taken it away.
We'll wait till the results come through. Again, a reminder that all of these results are provisional, but a 1st place will net 64 points,
No.
2nd will get 60, and 3rd will get 56 points. So, great opportunity for some of these drivers.
I tell you, Ryan Graham's got it. Our screen was playing tricks on us. Ryan Graham managed to take it away from Craig Buckley. Dan Canelli could only manage a 3rd place, so that'll extend Ryan Graham's points haul. And you've got to say that's impressive, from grid 13 to 1st for Ryan Graham, and Dan Canelli dropped the ball there. Went from grid 1 to 3rd overall.
Yeah, and gaining another 8 points on Dan in the heat qualifiers. That's going to be important for Ryan, and basically securing a strong position. So with the 100 kgs.
Look at that lap time from Ryan Graham at 28.9. He is the class of the field.
Yeah, totally. And with this position, he's most likely going to get first pick of either his grid position or his car in the finals. So that's going to be hugely advantageous. Throughout the weekend, we've seen different performances of the car, and that's playing a huge factor. Do you want the front of the grid, or do you want the fastest car? If I'm Ryan right now, with that performance, I don't mind being at the back of the grid. As long as you give me the fastest car, I can win that race.
Okay, we'll just go through the field if we can. The screen will play, not play tricks on us.
Hopefully we can have a chat with Ryan before he finishes up.
Here we go. Ryan Graham in cart number 4 was first. 2nd place to cart 18. That's Craig Buckley. 3rd place to cart 21, Dan Canelli. 4th place to cart 14, which was Andrew Barber. 5th place was cart number 20, Kerry Jansen.
All right, and with us we've got our race winner, Ryan Graham. Ryan, how did that go?
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked. I didn't really know where I was. Didn't know I come first, so yeah, man, couldn't be happier.
Yeah, it was quite a dramatic race. We saw Lance having a really good go up in the front. We thought he was going to win, and it came down to the pit stops. He came into the pits, and you just passed him by the nick of it, and managed to get past him. Eventually, he fell a lot further into the grid, but it was certainly an interesting race. How's it racing with the waist vest?
It's not that bad. When you're kind of sitting in the car, it kind of just sits on your lap, and it's not that bad. It's just a bit different. You know, when you lean out on the corners, it's just, you got more grip, but a little bit less down the straight. So it's good fun, really.
And so just explain to the viewers why you're wearing a weight vest. I mean, surely that's slowing you down a little bit.
Yeah, well, I only weigh like 94-ish, so I got to strap another 11 kgs on me to get to the 100 kg. Well, I go to 105 kgs for the 100 kg comp.
Oh, well done to the Wellingtonian.
Yeah, go Team Daytona.
Thanks so much for joining us, Ryan. That was Ryan Groen, our race winner. Fantastic result from him. Speaking of Wellingtonians, we've got another Wellingtonian here. Someone who was supposed to be racing this weekend, but due to an unfortunate accident a little while ago, isn't, but has taken on the role of almost like a team captain, or certainly team cheerleader. We're nicknaming him here in the group, in the media commentary, B&Z. How's it going?
Yeah, no, not too bad. Watching the guys and girls race around the track pretty quick. Hey Ryan, guess what? My lap time's still faster than yours, mate.
I have to ask you, B&Z, who's your money on in this one?
Which one have we got first? Who's up? We have... Oh, I'm going to put my money on Phil. He's another Wellingtonian boy, so I might as well back my home guys, right?
Well, we're going to back our home guys. I'll back Mandela Pluck.
Yeah, I'd love to back an Auckland guy, but to be honest, I think Mandela's... We've certainly, for those joining the live stream, if you haven't been down here at Ace, Mandela's been pretty much clean sweeping these races. It's been a very impressive showing from him, absolutely sweeping it through.
Okay, we'll just go through the grid there, Ash.
Yeah, so starting off with Nicholas Warburton and the first grid slot and cart number 20. Andre Camillo is in the second grid position in kart 18. Neil Kumar in third with kart 10. Oscar Grant in fourth with kart 17. Phil Ashford from Wellington in kart 13. In position 6 we've got Michael Robertson in 11th. In 7th we've got Paul Cavill starting in kart 5. In kart 4 we have Ed Schaefer in 8th. Malcolm Kruger Voice takes up 9th in kart 21, and Lucas Petrie takes up kart 14 in position 10.
Okay, we're away racing. It's all go into turn 1. Oh, it's side-by-side action, and we'll pick up your race leader. Nicholas Warburton started off the front row. I think he slipped back to second place.
A lot of argy-bargy, and I'm seeing people absolutely move through the queue. I'm seeing 3 or 4 positions. Oh, we've got someone crashed into the barriers. He got pushed wide. He was trying to go 3 wide into the corner, and there was just 3 did not go into 2. He was on the outside. He got a little bit too greedy from Malcolm.
Hooger Voice. Oh, I think his day has turned to custard.
Yeah, that's a horrible result for him, and he's almost a lap down, but that was almost self-inflicted. Malcolm got a little bit greedy into turn 3, decided to hang out wide instead of backing off, tried to gain too many positions in one go, and that resulted in him going into the wall.
There we go, Jeremy Pluck. Just doing his pit stop. In fact, they've been told they have to go round again because you can't do a pit stop in the yellows.
Yeah, so that's going to really hurt was that Mandela Pluck?
That was Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Pluck.
So that's going to hurt him quite badly. We see him often using the strategy of pitting early for Jeremy, but you have to say Mandela's been doing sort of the reverse of pitting late.
Yes, well, Mandela, he's been the class act this weekend, certainly in this particular class, which is the 70 to 84.9 kgs. So how's your Wellingtonian men going out there at the moment there, BNZ?
Yeah, no, they're doing pretty well. I think from day one we worked out we had nearly 10 to a dozen podiums, and then we've started off the day strong with a couple of 1-2s. Out there at the moment we've got Phil, he's currently sitting in first. Yeah.
Got a couple of Nelsonians there, second and third.
Yep, there's a bit of track rivalry definitely going on this track at the moment.
And Mandela Pluck up to 4th place now. And remember, that's from grid 15 to 4th. That's impressive. And just having a look at the lap times. And Mandela Pluck, a 28.9.
Yeah, and just to go over the championship right now, Mandela Pluck has got 192 points, followed by Quade Crowther with 156, and then Tui Smiler with 184. Now this is mixed in results across all the heats, but you got to see Mandela consistently performing up the top has resulted in him being ahead in that field, but Tui and Quade are also very high up there. Jerome's sitting in 4th, so those Plucks are definitely quick.
Lucas Petrie is your race leader at the moment, ahead of Michael Robinson, doing an outstanding job in 2nd place.
Yeah, definitely. Lucas is doing a strong result. Phil Ashford should be someone that's moving up a little bit faster, and JJ Brett, you've got to imagine, is getting up there. But Mandela Pluck in 6th, that's a shocker for me. Has he done his pit stops?
I know he's done one of them.
Yeah, so that's definitely going to cause an effect. He should be further up that grid, I would imagine, even with those pit stops taking into account.
Well, just going through the race order at the moment. In 1st place at the moment is kart number 14, Lucas Petrie. 2nd place is kart number 13, Phil Ashford. Michael Robinson in kart number 11 and 3rd, and Mandela Pluck in kart number 19 sits there in 4th place.
Yeah, great showing from him. Mandela's made his way back up to 4th, so starting to see that pace come through. Got to imagine that he's a favourite for this race win, considering how many he's won already this weekend.
Quick times at the moment is Mandela Pluck, 28.367. That's fair hauling.
Yeah, Phil's in the lead right now, so that's a good showing from him. Obviously, we've got to take into account, depending on how he's done with his pits, he's sitting around a 29, consistently sitting around a low 29, so 29.3 is, 0.03 is his fastest, and a 29.08 was his latest, so consistency is key. We've talked about this all weekend, but being fast once is fine, but being fast every lap is the secret to winning this.
Well, he's going to have to watch his back, because Mandela Pluck, the man that went over to San Pablo in Brazil at the World Rental Kart Champs and acquitted himself very well indeed, up to 3rd place.
Yeah, and Michael Robertson almost went off coming into the pit lane. Came into the pits, went to hit the brakes, hit too hard, was going too fast, tried to slow down to avoid a penalty, and ended up almost spinning. He might have been coming in a bit too fast. If he goes that too many times, he'll end up with a penalty.
Okay, we've had a race.
I'm hearing that he's already got lots of marks, so he might already be in trouble. Michael might need to keep an eye out for that one.
Okay, we've had a change in the race lead. Lucas Petrie now is the race leader.
And car 19.
JJ Barrett. Where did he come from?
And Mandela Pluck is shaking his head in the pit lane. He is not happy about something, so he's not feeling this kart. That's why maybe he's not getting up in that result as he's wanting, but he is not happy.
Oh, this is really throwing a cat amongst the pigeons now. Lucas Petrie, he'll have a grin from ear to ear.
Yeah, I mean,
he's got a 7-second lead there, Ash.
Yeah, I mean, in this heat we've had almost always Mandela winning, so we've been yet to see who else is strong in this thing. With Mandela not showing up, we're finally going to get to see who else in this field has really got some pace. So who's going to be here to capitalize when Mandela doesn't strike?
Neil Kumara now is your race leader in kart number 10. He's come from nowhere, from Andre Cameron in second kart 18, and then back to Nicholas Warburton. Now, if you talked about smooth driving, which is essential in this sport, Nicholas Warburton is super silky smooth.
Yeah, smooth is really important in this. You don't want to be taking multiple stabs at the wheel. We see drivers come in every so often and they're jabbing at the wheel every 10 seconds, left to right, trying to get the perfect angle. The truth is that's just not fast. It's scrubbing speed on these karts, and because of the small horsepower, these karts only have about 8.5 horsepower. They don't build that speed back up very easily. So if you scrub speed, you're never getting it back on this lap. So really important to just keep the wheel stable. Take the corner, hold the line, and do the lap. If you scrub the speed, you're never going to do well.
Well, BNZ, we've got Phil Ashford back there in 5th place at the moment.
Yep, sorry, wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, but Phil's doing a really good job sitting in 5th. Oscar's also up there quite strong as well. JJ Brett, he's further down than I would have thought, and so is Mandela. So, and Paul Cavill was coming in, I think, in the top 5 in the last race, down in 12th, so not doing such a great result this time.
Oh, this is anyone's game. We've only got a minute to go, and Neil Kumara is doing the business out front. He's got a 4.2 second lead over silky smooth Nicholas Warburton sitting there in 2nd place, and then the Nelsonian Lucas Petrie in 3rd, just ahead of the Wellingtonian Phil Ashford.
Yeah, I'll tell you what this race is reminding me a lot of Singapore in 2023. When Max didn't show up, who was there to capitalize? Now that Mandela Pluck is down in 7th, who's going to be the one to take it out? Right now, it's looking like Neil Kumar.
Well, 30 seconds to go, and there goes a big pass from Mandela Pluck into turn 1. He's moved up a race. He's up to 6th place.
Yeah, you have to say he's driving angry and he's stuck in that mid-pack, but he's going to make some passes. Every single position he gains now is careful points in his championship. He's got a strong lead, but he's got to be on damage control right now.
Okay, we'll have to keep an eye out for the checkered flag, and it's just come out for our race winner, kart number 10, Neil Kumara. Well, there's an upset if ever I saw one.
Yeah.
2nd place will go to Lucas Petrie, and 3rd to Nicholas Warburton. Okay, we'll just see how those results pan out.
But yeah, huge for Neil, 64 points for finishing 1st. That's going to be a great set of points for him. Where was he sitting in the championship earlier on? Because that might be a big upset for him. Mandela Pluck obviously not doing quite as well.
Okay, here we go. Here's the race results. In 1st place was kart number 10, Neil Kumara. 2nd place to kart number 14, Lucas Petrie. And 3rd place to Nicholas Warburton, kart number 20. 4th place will go to kart number 13, Phil Ashford. And in 5th place was Oscar Grant.
And Neil Kumar was sitting 26 in the championship, so to sit 26 and get a race win, that's huge for him. That's what hell of an upset. I bet he doesn't even know he's won the race. He probably thinks that Mandela's gone and walked away again, but he's a race winner.
I think we might have to drug test this guy.
Well, we'll certainly have to have a chat with him, so hopefully Neil Kumar's going to come in and have a chat with us, because that was an impressive result, and the first person to win in his heat that wasn't a Pluck. Anyhow, we got back with us someone who's been
You plucked that one out of the bag, didn't you?
Yeah, well, we've got someone who's actually been out on the racetrack. How is it out there?
I think it's actually really hot.
getting hotter as the day goes on. I know that's rocket science to some people, but for these guys to be setting the same consistent lap times and the heat increasing, they're actually having to put out a lot more energy. So Friday is going to be a really long day as we race into the night. Perhaps we'll see more upsets with guys coming on strong later in the evening as it cools off.
Yeah, totally. And so what was the racing like out there? We saw that you were, in your race, you were close to winning that race, and it was only because you pitted the last lap that you got pipped to the post. What was going on there?
So always trying a completely different strategy, as we talked about this morning about pit strategies, and I thought I'll go all my pit stops right at the end, try and gain enough of a lead to be able to scrape off that time and still hold a podium position. Didn't work out. Very competitive in the heavies class, so I'll have to mix that strategy up a little bit next time out.
So a quick lap there for Neil Kumara at 28.70, but Lucas Petrie from Nelson in the 28.4s. That's an outstanding drive from him, and Nicholas Warburton not too far away, the 28.36.
Yeah, and you got to say a rather costly mistake in the last race, pitting under the yellows means that it doesn't count for the stop. So dramatic for them. They chose to pit when the yellow was already out, and that means that that didn't count for them. So that was a costly mistake. Obviously, that meant they had to do it a second time, or they're going to suffer a penalty. So you've got to keep your wits about you in this racing. You can't just race in your own world. You've got to pay attention to what's going on around you.
Okay, we're into race 28 now. This is Group 2, heat number 4, and for the 70 kg to 84.9 kgs, and we go through the grid. On grid 1 is car number 16, Jacob Fleming from Christchurch. On grid 2 is kart number 17, Harry Wilcox. Grid 3, all the way from Hamilton, is kart number 4, Johnny Curtis. Grid 4 is kart number 11, Tama Flynn. Grid 5, kart number 7, Jordan McLaughlin. Grid 6, kart number 18, Donald O'Reilly. Grid 7 is kart number 10, Nay Bernard. Grid 8 is Quave Crowther. Grid 9 is Caleb McLeod. And grid 10 is Porter Evans. We're away in racing.
It's important to note that this class is the same classes that we just watched. So these people are also fighting against Mandela Pluck and Jerome Pluck and the rest of them in that same category, because it's all one category. It's just different heats. So this is a different group, but the same people, and they're competing for the full points as well. A race win here is worth as much as when Mandela was winning his race wins. So with Mandela not finishing quite so high in that race, here's an opportunity for some of these guys to score big points.
And here comes the first of the pit stops. It is our Christchurch man, Jacob Fleming, coming into the pits. Now Jacob, he's a big rally fan. Of course, his favourite driver is Hayden Patton, and is away in racing. So he will drop back down the placings, down to 12th place at this stage. So we'll pick up your race leader. It is Harry Wilcox in kart number 17, followed by Jordan McLaughlin in kart number 7. Then we go back in third place as kart number 11, Tama Flynn, and Donald O'Reilly in kart number 18, back there in third. Well, he's jumped up to third place. He's got ahead of Tama.
Yeah, and I think Naim Barnard's doing a really great result as well. She's up there in fifth. That's a great result. Really showing what she can do with this series, and that's really good. Nay obviously being part of that Wellington group as well, that's joined all the way up from here. So great to see them here and great to see them competing. A lot of fun to have them here. Good group of characters. Obviously this is a huge category. There's 43 competitors across this entire thing. So lots of karters in this big group, and they're all competing to try and get to the semi-finals. This one's really important because these qualifyings, the people who are finishing down at the back probably won't make it into the semi-finals or might not make it into the finals. So for them, this is about race time. This is important because this is do or die. This is elimination rounds.
Well, one of the former champions out there was Johnny Curtis, sitting in 9th place overall. He's going to have to get a wiggle on because we know he can do the business, but sitting down on the points just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, again, simply being a successful race winner doesn't mean you're going to come here and dominate. There are a lot of really good competitors here, very, very highly skilled. This is the first time we've had IORK up here in Auckland, so we're getting a bunch of competitors who have never competed in IORK before, getting to see what they can do, and they're showing that they mean business. This isn't an easy one to just walk in and win.
Okay, here's the second stop for our early race leader from Christchurch, Jacob Fleming. So he's done both his pit stops, but he's way down in 13th place at the moment.
Yeah, totally. That's not a great position for him. Everyone's moving across. We're seeing Brett Hoggins and Nate Barnard fighting in the top 10. Curtis Smythe, we expect him to be pretty good. And a name that we've mentioned a lot this weekend, Charlie Keyworth, very, very fast driver. In fact, one of the people that's had one of the fastest lap times today, should see him fighting for this race win.
I'll tell you what, some of those motorsport scouts should be out here this weekend. I'll tell you what, there's some talent out there.
Absolutely, especially in that younger division that we'll see later onwards. There's a huge opportunity for talent. And in comes Charlie Keyworth. Charlie Keyworth is doing his stop. He's counting it out in his head.
He's got a pretty professional looking pair of overalls too, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's taking it seriously and he's pushing his hardest. So yeah, good to see Charlie doing some strong results. He's had some fast lap times today, but let's see what he can do in this session.
Well, our race leader, I believe, has not done a pit stop as yet. Jordan McLaughlin. In fact, he's just done his pit stop just now. And Tama Flynn has taken over the lead.
Yeah, Nate Barnard did her pit stop at the same time, so she'll fall out of the top 5 now. Yeah, we'll be able to work her way back in later onwards.
Yeah, with a name like Tama, he'd have to come from Wellington, wouldn't he?
To be honest, I'm not sure where Tama comes from. But no, he's not with us. No.
I thought he might be named after Tana Umanga.
We've got some rugby fans in the commentary box here, so you'll hear references across the sporting. We love sport, we love competition, we love to see what everyone's doing. But, you know, sports can be fun, sometimes it can be serious. One of our commentators has a duck on his helmet, which I don't quite understand. We would ask you about it later on. Why is there a duck on your helmet?
I like ducks.
Well, it's a fairly simplistic result. I see that it is a rather good way of equipping it to your helmet. Have you got
like some other things, isn't it?
Have you got an official clip on it or some sort of way of securing it?
So it's all-weather tape from Bunnings. It's weather resistant, so if it rains tonight, the duck will stay there. But once it gets dark, I've also got some other treats for my helmet tonight too.
Is your plan to distract the other drivers with your crazy ornaments and then hopefully they won't pay attention to the racing?
That's a good idea. I've actually got a massive light bar as well, rear facing. Just shine it in their eyes.
Well, we've only got 3 minutes left to run, and Tana Flynn doing the business out front. And we'll just have a look at the lead for Tama over Charlie Keyworth. Now, you suspect Charlie Keyworth could be the man to watch. Looking at those lap times, though, Charlie Keyworth at 28.4, and our race leader, Tana Flynn, 28.7.
Yeah, and it seems that Charlie's consistently about 3/10 faster, but wow, look at that. Almost an identical time between Tama and Curtis Smythe.
Well, Charlie's just done a pit stop, so he drops way back to 6th place and behind former champion Johnny Curtis.
Yeah, we've only 2 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. That's going to be hard for Charlie to work his way back up through those people. Hopefully there's a few more people that still need to stop.
Well, Curtis Smythe has impressed me over the weekend, and he sits there in 2nd place, but he's 16 seconds behind our race leader, Tama Flynn, who I would suggest would be a pit stop behind.
Yeah, and this is a pretty competitive class, so there's lots of people who are trying to win this one, lots of people who haven't won a race yet and have an opportunity to do so now. Again, a race winner gets 64 points, so it's a good opportunity. It's great for them in their heats, and as we said, in these early stages, these points are vital for staying in for later in the semi-finals.
Well, one driver out there, the Hamiltonian Johnny Curtis, has moved up to 4th place. Our best lap time of 27.74. That's flying out there. In fact, I think that is the fastest lap of the race. It is for, they're all changing around now, so, but 27.748 to Johnny Curtis.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
That's a super impressive lap time from him. That's really showing that he's really starting to get zoned in. Later in these laps, once you get really focused on the track, you can really zone in and figure out where the best point of the track is. Obviously, with the conditions changing consistently and getting hotter and colder, the track's changing, so learning how to adapt to that is definitely a huge part of this racing.
Well, we've just got just over a minute to go, and Harry Wilcox is doing the business out front, but Johnny Curtis is coming on strong here. He's only 0.3 of a second behind if we had an incident.
We were going to slow car in the middle of the track, so he wasn't moving so quickly. Don't know what was going on there, but that's resulted in a little bit of an upset with only 50 seconds left on the clock.
Oh, this is going to upset the apple cart.
Hugely slow in the centre. Which cart was that? There was a spin in the middle of the sector, so that's going to absolutely ruin his race.
Well, Harry Wilcox, your race leader, cart number 17, is your front runner at the moment from Johnny Curtis. Oh, we're going to lose our screen. Oh my goodness.
All going on the commentary, there's a huge gust of wind that just came through. You've got to imagine that wouldn't be affecting the cars as much as it does in Formula 1. They're not as aero sensitive, but a huge gust of wind coming through and just shaking up the office here.
Anyone would think we're in Wellington.
I haven't had any earthquakes
That's
yet.
a bit harsh.
You know we're not in Wellington because there's no earthquakes.
Okay, we pick up your race leaders again. We just look out for the checkered flag.
The wind's really picking up. You can see even the marshal's clipboard's
the
almost
checkered
about
flag,
to fly
and
away.
Harry Wilcox has done the business. In second place, the Hamiltonian Johnny Curtis, the former Christchurch driver, I might note. And talking of Christchurch drivers, you got Jacob Fleming back there in third place, ahead of Charlie Keyworth.
And Harry Wilcox was 21st in the championship, so again, 64 points for him in this heat means that he's moved up a significant space. 64 points is going to be big for him. Hopefully we'll get to talk to Harry after this and see how that race went for him.
Well, we just have a look at the fastest lap times, and we have a 27, getting excited there, 27.624 for Johnny Curtis, the Hamiltonian, setting the fastest lap there in second place.
So what do you think of that race?
It was good. It's interesting to see the karts perform a lot more evenly with the lighter drivers in it. So there's not so much of a disparity and acceleration out of the corners. So everything's fast in a straight line, but it is great to see these multi-kart battles coming through this middle section of the track.
Yeah, definitely really impressive. And joining us now is Harry Wilcox. What a fantastic race for him. Great result. How was that race?
Oh, I really enjoyed that race. It's my first time starting up front. I've been starting at the very back, trying to make good progress. But yeah, no, I feel like that race was good. Timed my pits pretty well. You know, just took it as it came. I didn't know I was in first place though, so I'm stoked about that.
Yeah, well, you've gone from 21st in the championship, getting 64 more points, so that's going to be a really great result for you. That race, you talked about getting stuck in traffic in previous heats. How bad is that traffic here, and what's it causing in the races?
Well, I think I got the worst of it because I was starting my last 3 races. I started dead last, so it's just trying to get past everyone, trying to figure out when you can pit to pass everyone. It does get pretty bad, especially if you're passing lapped people. But other than that, it's all pretty clean racing. I haven't really had any issues.
And I suppose that pit strategy plays a part into that, trying to get into that clean air and make sure that you're getting fast running times when no one else is and everyone else is stuck behind stuff. But fantastic result from you. Great to see you getting a win. Good opportunity to get some insane points, and hopefully we talk to you throughout the rest of the weekend. Great job. That was Harry Wilcox, your race winner.
Well, next race on the program should be race 29, the third heat, or Group 3, heat number 4 for the 70 to 80, 84.9 kgs.
And so starting off our grid in the first position, Blake Skinner in kart 5. Second position is Prince Gabriel Saragosso in 16. In kart 16, John Anderson starting in third with kart 20, Jonathan Camp starting in fourth in kart 3, Hamish McKay starting in fifth with kart 18, Tui Smiler, someone who we've seen being very strong and should definitely see up at the grid, kart 9. Speaking of strong, Daniel Douglas starting in seventh from kart 19, another fantastic fielder, someone we should definitely see up the top, doing really well in his class. Regan Prowess takes Jameson takes up kart 4 in position 8. And Regan Powers in kart 13 in position 9. Matt Kroc rounding out your top 10 in kart 21. In last place, though, Adam Jenkins in kart 12. You've got to say, he's got some work to do in this session.
He certainly has, and we'll just remind the drivers to stay within track limits. No one wants any nasty little penalties, do they?
No, we've been talking all weekend about all these different penalties. Everyone's been having a trip to the principal's office and getting in trouble because, yeah, quite a few people have been doing naughty stuff and not following the rules quite easily. And again, we want to have a clean, fair race, so making sure we're obeying the rules at all times definitely going to play a factor in this race. Already we've seen so many changes in the results thanks to it.
Oh, we certainly have, but our race leader, Blake Skinner,
5 wide into the corner 2. into corner 3. We're definitely going to see some piles. Oh my God, I've never seen so many people go into turn 4 before. It's a really tight pack, but wow, 5 wide coming into corner 7.
I'll tell you who come out of that pretty well was Jonathan Camp. Started in 4th place. Is that him out front? We'll see as he comes around.
Whoa, and people diving into the pits left, right and centre really fast. Hopefully they're nice and slow for that speedo, or else they're going to get penalties for that. But yeah, a hugely tight group.
Oh, there's Tui Smiler already taking his first pit stop.
Yeah, Tui's a very fast peddler, so getting that early pit stop's good for him. Adam Jenkins has made up 2 spots, probably not enough for what he needs to do.
Well, this is interesting, Ash. We've seen Adam Jenkins take the early pit stops, but not this time around.
Well, now you speak of that, he's coming in for his pit. He's realised that too many people were pitting last lap, and now he's going to pit this lap. But he's got stuck behind 2 other people. This might hurt Adam Jenkins.
Oh, he's been snookered out of this one.
Yeah, he made the call a lot further earlier than the other guys did. They made the call quite late, and it meant that Adam made his decision to pit, and they did just after him, so a little bit hurt after that.
Okay, we pick up your race leader is cart number 5, Blake Skinner from John Anderson in cart 20, and the 19 cart of Hamish McKay sitting there in 3rd place, Regan Prowse in 4th. But things have already changed because our race leader's just come into the pits.
Yeah, but speaking of a strong result, Daniel Douglas up to 4th. He's an absolute peddler, definitely was someone that we would expect to win this race. Daniel Douglas is working his way up through the grid.
The one I'd be watching would be Tui Smiler sitting there in 7th place at the moment. The fastest lap of 28.843.
Yeah, totally. This race has got a whole bunch of fast drivers in the front, in the middle, and in the rear. So absolute chaos. It's a big mixed grid. We're going to see lots of changes of position. It's an exciting race.
There goes your mate, Adam Jenkins. He's just on his 2nd pit stop.
Yeah, I think we see more overtakes and grid changes than we see in an entire race in Formula 1 in just 1 lap here at Ace and IORK.
Well, there's no push to pass in these carts, of course.
No, you've got to do a natural pass.
Well,
You've got to...
in Lance's case, there is push to pass.
Yeah, obviously with these carts you have to do an overtake, so you have to be either late on the brakes, better in the corner, or the switchback. Really powerful here through turns 1, 2 and 3. The switchback is the key to winning a lot of races here.
Oh, it's all in good fun, and look at the results have turned around. Hamish McKay is now your new race leader in cart number 18. Good driving from Daniel Douglas in cart number 19. He's in 2nd. And there's that man, Tui Smiler, in cart number 9, the Wellingtonian up to 3rd place.
Yeah, into the podiums, and Daniel Douglas there with him, 2nd, and Hamish McKay. All 3 of them are really fast peddlers, so this might be our podium, but wow, an intense battle with only 5 minutes to go.
Well, you just got to look at the lap times there, and look at the fastest lap I can see is Hamish McKay at 28.559, but right on his hammer, Tui Smiler with a 28.843. But they're changing all the time. Isaac Jameson at 28.82.
Yeah, can't exactly say Hamish McKay's been one that's been up in those podium positions recently, but he's doing really, really well. And yeah, this race showing his pace. So an 28 seconds is a very impressive lap time around here.
Okay, we'll just have a look at the gaps between our race leaders. At the moment, it's a huge lead for Hamish McKay. 16.5 seconds. Obviously, he's a pit stop behind Tui Smiler in 2nd place, and Daniel Douglas sitting there in 3rd in cart number 19. Oh, the lead is in. Hamish McKay, so he'll drop down.
Does that mean Tui Smiler comes to lead? We'll see as the updates in the next lap whether Tui Smiler has managed to pass Hamish McKay in the pits.
Oh, there goes Tui Smiler. He's doing his 2nd stop now.
Yeah, so he's not going to get ahead of him, so that means that Hamish McKay probably has this race lead. He's got 10-second lead over Daniel Douglas, so that's certainly very impressive. He probably has one more pit to do.
Yeah, I think he may have one more pit to do, Hamish McKay.
Yeah, and Adam Jenkins made up 4 positions so far, 5 positions so far, so doing really good from him as well. Strong result and out of his weight category.
So advantage is Daniel Douglas sitting in 2nd place, 10 seconds behind, 10.9 seconds behind.
I don't think it's going to be enough though. Tui Smiler's just coming around the final bend, and Hamish McKay's just left the pit, so I think this is going to be advantage. Hamish McKay.
Well, there's only 3 minutes to go, and Hamish McKay, your race leader, He's going to pull off an upset here, possibly, but 2.8 seconds behind.
Yeah, and now with his pit
Smiler.
stops done, you've got to imagine that this is his race to throw away now. 2.8 seconds lead is more than enough to win this race comfortably.
Well, we saw that with Tui Smiler earlier today. He was leading the race quite comfortably, and they've just made a small error
Yeah, totally.
behind a back marker, and that's all it took.
That's all it takes to lose one of these races, and Hamish Mackay, he's done a great job, and hopefully we'll get to talk to him at the end of this race, but he could still throw it away. There's 2 minutes and 25 seconds that he's going to hold this lead for, but he's definitely in the pound seat. But Tui Smiler, only a tenth of a second off of him, so at any second, Tui could pass Hamish.
Well, I can tell you that 2 minutes is a long time in racing, and it's going to close right up. And as you say, Tui Smiler, only tenth of a second. Let's watch it as they come around. And Tui Smiler right on his hammer. We'll watch this till the end.
You can see they're just neck and neck fighting. They're on the bumpers. 1, 2, and 3, so close to each other, all split within a second. This is the greatest race I think we've seen all weekend. Get up on your feet right now.
Mark Crook sitting there in third place. He has a look to the outside. Tui Smiler.
Is he going to try and take him? It's coming to the back straight. Let's see if he's carrying enough speed.
Well, Tui
Smiler's
Smiler's
ducking himself down, but it's just neck and neck. He's got the inside line into the final corner. Who's going to finish on the podium? It's Tui Smiler in second place, but the winner is Hamish Mackay.
Well, I'll tell you what, Tui Smiler was not going to let Mark Crook pass. He was going to make him go around the outside, and I think we're still on the last lap about now. No, we've got over a minute to go, so they're going to go to hammer and tongs. This is exciting between the top three. Hamish Mackay, Tui Smiler, and Mark Crook. Adam Jinkin up to fourth place. He's come from nowhere. Okay, they reel off another lap, and at the moment Hamish Mackay's just got a wee gap of 0.47 of a second over Tui Smiler. Can Tui Smiler just he's been held up just trying to hold off third place man Mark Crook, and this will allow Hamish Mackay to get away. You could also say that Hamish Mackay might be in a slightly quicker cut. It looks like Tui Smiler in a slower cut, and he's working really hard to keep that position ahead of Mark Crook in cart number 21. Oh, Mark Crook has a look up the inside. Can't make it stick, and that's allowed Tui Smiler to get away. Can he close on our race leader with just 21 seconds to go? You'd have to say that it's Hamish Mackay's race to lose on the last lap here. But it's going to be a grandstand finish for second and third. But it will be Hamish Mackay, your race winner. Tui Smiler will take off second place just ahead of Mark Crook. Then we go back to Adam Jinkin in fourth place ahead of John Anderson and Jonathan Camp, the Christchurch man, finishing back in sixth place. Well, what can you say about that, Ash? Not a lot, obviously.
That was a fantastic race, and I really enjoyed it. I think these guys are doing really well today. Yeah, thanks, Sid.
I'm surprised you got my voice even half correct, because I don't think my voice is the same as when I started this weekend as to what it is now, so it's probably changed about 4 times.
Ash has officially been cloned.
That last lap that I thought was the last lap sort of took it out of me. Oh, guess what?
Here we go, the controversy continues.
We've got some people to the principal's office.
All right, can the following drivers please make their way to the driver briefing area? That's Quade Crover, Oscar Grant, Phil Alsford, and Stuart Robinson, please.
You're in trouble.
And you'll notice that none of those drivers were from Christchurch.
And hopefully we're going to get to have a chat with Hamish Mackay after what it was an excellent race. I have to say, tough luck for Tui just to miss out by so close. But yeah, that was an excellent race between them. Only half a second finishing distance between them. That's probably one of the closest races we've had all weekend.
Oh, that was fantastic. That was fantastic. And well done to Tui Smiler, because I don't think that cart was that quick as we saw down that back straight. Every lap, Mark Crook would range down alongside of him.
No, totally. It was a great result from him, and now we're coming into a stronger category as well. So the 100 kg that we saw earlier at the beginning of the stream is now coming in for their second race of the weekend.
As you say, a stronger category, you mean these guys are going to flex their muscle
Yeah, these guys have a lot of muscle, so they're really able to move the carts around and sort of shove them at the last second, so they can be a little bit more aggressive in this weight category compared to others.
Well, we have a look at that last race, and Mark Crook actually set the fastest lap time at 28.043. So he's got bragging rights.
Yeah, totally. You feel good when you get out of the car and you see that you got the fastest lap. Obviously, you feel best when you get out and you see that first place above your name. I'd rather see first place than the fastest lap, but you still feel a little bit good. You know that you almost sit there and say, what if, if I had that speed, could I have just done a little bit more to win that race?
I think you even feel better if you got a really, really slow lap time and you actually win the race.
Oh yeah, totally. You've done some defensive work there, or you've done some master stroke, so you got it right when everyone else made mistakes, and that does feel very good. But yeah, it's a small compilation prize that you get for that fastest lap. But obviously, it's not worth any points here at IORK. But yeah, definitely a positive sign that you're heading in the right direction, and a little case of what if. But yeah, now's. $100 and over. No, we're in 100 and over. 100 over. Dan Kelly. Second time. Yeah, so this is Dan Canelli's group that we saw earlier onwards. So half of our commentary teams just left the box to get into the car. But speaking with the last race winner, Hamish, how was that?
Oh, that was fantastic. We've had the pace all day, but haven't really been able to put it all together in a race. So it was really cool to finally get the result that I felt like we could have gotten. But yeah, I was watching Tui, who's been quick all day in our class, and just watching the blend coming out of the pits. We did our last stops at a similar time, and so it just made it an exciting race, and glad to get a win.
Yeah, well, it was a fantastic race to watch from our end, because we were watching this perfect three-way fight for the podium on the last two laps. It was fantastic to watch, and everyone's defending any opportunity could have lost it. How you find the track here at Ace?
Yeah, it's real good. It invites a lot of competition with the sort of the width of it. So it's really nice, and the racing's been really respectful all weekend, so loving it.
Yeah, and your weight category is quite a competitive one. Quite a few different guys in there and some very fast peddlers. How's it competing in this category, and how's it competing against some of the big names in this series?
Yeah, I'm realising I probably should have eased up on the pies, but yeah, we're trying to stick it to them. First time here at our IORK, so I'm enjoying myself.
Yeah, and I mean, how's it feel doing so many heats throughout the day, back to across the whole entire day, and as it's progressing throughout it, and adding those points, right? It's easy to win one race. It's much harder to convert that into second race, third race, fourth race, and keep that momentum going into the heats and semi-finals and finals.
Yeah, it's just knowing that the races where you start mid-pack and backwards, those are the most important ones to make sure you get to the front to get those good points.
Yeah, totally, and every position is vital. Well, guess what? The best position to be in is first, and that's exactly what you did. Hamish, congratulations. Absolute mega job. Great racing from you, and hopefully we can talk to you throughout the rest of the weekend.
Talking of mega jobs, we've got 3NZ starting off the pole, and that is Lance Somerville, kart number 18. And he's got arch rival at the back of the field, Dan Canelli, starting off grid number 16. So a lot of work for Dan Canelli to do. 1NZ's got it all in front of him.
And we're off, and we're seeing these big boys try and jump these carts to get some momentum going on them, and it's moving like nothing. Once these carts get going, they don't want to stop.
Nobody wants to get near to the lame duck out front, though.
No, and the lame duck is completely walking away. That duck might be an aerodynamic aid. It's adding in some downforce into the corners, because he is walking away. But guess what? Andrew Barber is not letting him get away, and I think Andrew Barber's going to take him on the straights. Andrew Barber's clearly got a little bit of a weight advantage, just holding onto the rear end of Lance.
Well, you know, if I was Andrew Barber, I would have pitted, because I know Lance is very hard to get past.
Totally, but Lance and Andrew are just walking away. But Andrew's just made a late lunge into 3, and Andrew Barber has taken that position off of Lance in the corners with the switchback, just coming to the undercut into 3. That's a perfect position. Absolute key way to do it. Well, guess what? Lance is now ducking his head and trying to get everything he can get, but I think that duck's holding him back because, man, he just can't catch up to Andrew. But he's right on his rear end using the drafting. Oh, and they're getting into lap traffic already. Oh. He tried to do exactly what Andrew did to him the lap before, but he just wasn't as skillful as Andrew did it. Yeah, we got some big names in this one, but I think the best one, Dan Kennelly, has moved up to 7th from last place, so almost made up what? Wow! Almost 9 positions. Yeah, Ryan's a really fast peddler with his weight vest, but Ryan's done both his pits now. Ryan with that waist vest. We saw earlier he won this race. Can he do it again? Yeah, I mean, Lance starting on the first of the on the start of the grid, giving him a good opportunity to get a good result this weekend in this race. So Lance, hopefully, but now he's probably behind Ryan Groen after that pit. How many more punts we got this weekend? Yeah, Ryan's been a really fast peddler. Ryan Groen's also been really fast this week, and so is Craig Buckley. So definitely what names to keep an eye out further in the back. Doesn't mean they're done, but Andrew Barber sort of walking away from this with a 7-second lead on Shamil. Andrew Barber definitely very fast in this, taking advantage of that clean air, probably going to pit late, so doing that overcut strategy, kind of the reverse of the early undercut. Yeah, well, he's got fresh air, so he's able to just focus on his lap times and do it, but in comes Lance for his second stop. So the one that started at the race on pole, now pulling him for a second stop. Can Lance make his way through? Every position he gains now is a position for points.
Okay, just going through the race order at the moment. Your race leader, car number 21, Andrew Barber. In second place now, Dan Kennelly.
Yeah,
in
well,
car number 2.
The battle's definitely between Ryan and Dan. They're having a one hell of a little battle. Dan's up in second. Ryan's done his second pit stop, so Ryan's going to work his way up from 9th, and Dan's in second. Dan, Andrew Barber, and Ryan Groen are all in this fight for this podium. Watch as Ryan's name comes up in the
Well, here comes our race leader, Andrew Barber, in the pits for his last pit stop.
We'll
now
see
he's
where
going
he
to have
goes
to surrender the lead this time around. There goes Lance. Lance Somerville's got past him.
Yeah, so Lance has got past him, and now we'll see with Andrew Barber where he compares to Ryan Groen. If Andrew comes out behind Ryan Groen, then that means that that's a change for the lead. Well, and then we'll have to see when Dan Kennelly comes out.
Well, Dan Kennelly's just done his pit stop, so Dan will drop back now.
And wait for the lap to finish, and then we'll be able to see where we pan out, who's likely to win this race.
Well, we've just got just over 3 minutes to go. 3 minutes is a long time in racing circles.
Yeah, totally. Ryan Groen working his way up to 6th, but we'll see how this all shakes out at the end of the lap.
Well, Lance Somerville must have just had a pit stop too, because he's dropped down to 7th.
Yeah, we just saw him in the pits, but Andrew Barber's still holding first, so I think Andrew Barber has got this race in the lead. 9 seconds ahead of Shamil. I think Andrew's still got one more stop to go.
Shamil has got a wee bit closer there in second place.
Yeah, totally, and Dan Kennelly looks like he's got both his pits done because he's 10 seconds behind Andrew.
And here comes our race leader, Andrew Barber, into the pits once again. This will be his final stop.
So when he comes out, compared to Dan and Ryan, is for position. I think Shamil is yet to do his pit, so he's not really playing a factor in this podium. Andrew versus Dan versus Ryan, where they're going to come out. And Dan Kelly is in the lead, followed by Andrew Barber, and then Ryan Groen in 4th.
You know, Dan Kelly's a Porsche driver, I believe, but Dan Kennelly is the driver out front.
Too many names this weekend, too many names.
Andrew Barber sits there in second place, and Ryan Groen. This one's going to come down to the wire, although Dan Kennelly, the former 1NZ, he's got a 3.3 second lead.
And then he comes in for the pits now, so where he comes out after this will determine the race lead.
So your race leader now is Andrew Barber once again, so it might be a master stroke from Andrew Barber. Ryan Groen, you can never shake Ryan Groen. He's like one of those people that will never go away.
No, and I said this podium was going to be between Andrew, Ryan, and Dan, and look at here at the end of the pit stops, it's Andrew, then Ryan, then Dan, so great showing from them, but really showing that they're the strongest of the field right now.
And here comes our race leader with just, well, 1.5 minutes still to run. Andrew Barber, can he get it done?
Yeah, and Kerry Jansen, not doing so well as he was previously, was really fast last night, sitting quite well up in the points, but in finishing this race in 10th, not the greatest position. Yeah, great job from the track marshals. Track marshals here are really careful about the track limits. I know they take it very seriously, always trying to make sure the tyre barriers aren't taking drivers aren't taking advantage of them. They try to push them out, but obviously that's going to trigger a track limits if they push them too far. So the track marshal's doing a fantastic job in ensuring that we're getting some fair racing here. So yeah, definitely give them a hand. No, and I think you can see here with but Dan Kennelly's fallen all the way to 6, so was going to be in the podium, but currently not there. You can see how once you get the pits done, there's very little changing in the racing. Into third. Looking forward to having a chat with him when he joins us back in the commentary box, because that was a great race from him. From first, only lost 2 positions. That's pretty good for the Duck. Yeah, a lot of these positions changing often, so it turns out that Lance didn't quite make it onto the podium, but Andrew Barber was never really in doubt. He was always going to walk away with that one, so Andrew Barber, fantastic result. Ryan Grohm was second. Good job from him. Yeah, looks like a bit of a pro karter, so probably got his own machinery, probably has a bit of experience with them. Obviously, driving pro karts is a little bit different to driving these. Pro karts are really light and got a lot of horsepower and accelerate ridiculously quickly. These rental karts, they're slow to accelerate, they're heavy to turn, they're a very different kind of kart to race. A lot of the techniques are similar, and a lot of the stuff that transfers across, so drivers who have that experience will be advantaged, but it's not the same craft, it's not as easy to drive.
Okay, we'll just go through the places. The first place is car number 21, Andrew Barber. In second place, car number 12, Ryan Grohm. And third place was
Yeah, good showing from him. He looks like quite a strong result for him recently. Yeah, and Kerry Jansen ended up doing quite well in 8th as well, so good showing from everyone across the board.
Oh, 3 and 10 will be great with that one.
Yeah, I imagine he'll be doing a little bit of celebration. He'll be happy with that. Maybe Dan Kennelly not as happy as what he could have done.
No, it might have been Lance holding him up.
Yeah, totally. Well, hopefully we get a chance to talk to Andrew, because that was a great race from him. Next race. Welcome, Andrew, to the commentary box. That was a pretty strong race from you. Looks like it was never really in doubt. You were sort of walking away from it from the beginning. So you started off getting a really good start to the race, held it strong throughout the first half, pitted rather later in the session, but then was able to hold it off. How did that go for you?
Yeah, going along in the air really works well, I think, but the car felt really good, so I just went for it, I guess.
Yeah, and it was a strong race. Obviously, there was a few other people that were sort of pushing their way up. Ryan Grohm with his weight vest, obviously coming up at the rear behind you. But to be honest, man, you looked so clear throughout the rest of the race that didn't seem like it was much of a challenge. How's the rest of the racing been for you so far this weekend?
Challenging, but for back of the field starts, but so yeah, just been trying to sport and fit, but yeah, it's good to be up front and getting a result now. So yeah, no, it's been good so far.
That's a great race result from you. And we see in your profile picture you've probably done a little bit of professional karting before. What kind of experience have you got with that, and where have you been doing some racing around?
Yeah, so I raced the Reka 120. I raced locally in the Bar 20. Done a fair bit this year, quite successful year. So, and yeah, backing up from winning this last year. So quite happy to keep the momentum, and hopefully we do today.
And so, what's the difference between racing those karts and racing these? Obviously, these weigh a lot more. They don't have as much power. How do you adapt your racing style with these?
Well, from the class I race in, you can kind of transfer the skill because they are lower horsepower. So you've got to be smooth out of the corners and carry speed, all that sort of thing. But so it's got transferable. The biggest difference is the lack of grip. Well, no grip in this and rental kart racing. So compared to what we're used to running a semi-sticky tyres. So yeah, that's the main difference, is the grip.
Well, fantastic race there, Andrew. It was great to watch, and hopefully we see you a few more times the rest of this race weekend and see how you can do throughout the rest of the weekend. Looking to try and get to the semi-finals and the finals?
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully battling Dan in the final in the hundreds, and aiming just to make the final and the category down. So pretty good results now, so we should be all right.
Well, great work, and hopefully talk to you again. Great work there. And that was Andrew Barber, your race winner in the 100 kg category. Speaking of races in the last category, Dan Canelli, we thought you'd be a little bit stronger, but it seems like a bit of a struggle in that race.
If you consider going from last to sixth, I don't think that's a bad thing. I decided to stay out and battle with the team and get to know a few drivers and some lines. Hopefully it will help me in the later races. But it was good to have a battle with my fellow commentator Lance. Gave him a good surprise into turn one, just popped the nose up a little bit. He was very surprised I was so deep into him. So I gave the place back, and then I gave him a little bit of a shove just to get some speed up at the back.
And we're going to behave because we're live on YouTube. But Lance, speaking of that, you started off up on the front of the grid. That was a great opportunity for you. Was able to hold in the top three for quite a long time. What happened throughout that race for you? Once he's finished chewing on his food there.
I just think I'm a slightly below average driver, to be honest. I never seem to be able to convert the front of the grid to a good result. So all three of my races I finished fifth, regardless of where I started. So there's guys out there that are better than me. I just can't get past them. Andrew Barber just gassed us all. And then when Dan ran into me on purpose with quite a lot of malice in his heart, hopefully he'll get a few spots penalty for that. I felt quite offended, and you hurt my feelings.
I don't think there's the chance that anyone saw that. It was very smooth and innocent, that one.
We do definitely have the person sitting beside us who would know, but nonetheless, we won't bring any personal beef into the commentary or the racing results because we've got another race that's just started now. So, Dan, run us through what's going on in this race.
So out in front we have Leorana in car 17 currently doing their best time of a 28.9. Behind them, this is the under 18 category, by the way. Ashton Peck in second. Quite a few have just come in to do their pit stops all at the right time. So 6-7 karts, so a risk of double stack. It seems to be working out all right. The under 18s might know something that us older folk don't.
Well, I've been seeing the under 18s consistently more double stacking than anyone else. I think it's to their disadvantage, maybe not paying attention as much, but the one for me is Levi Cavill and Haley Cavill up in third and fourth. Great result from them. They've been struggling to convert their speed and pace into race results, but a strong race from here could be an opportunity for Levi to finally get his win.
Well, hopefully Levi's got a little bit of help from his big sister Haley in this one. Potentially Levi's just creating a draft for Haley, and Haley's just hopefully giving a little bit more speed on that straight if he needs it. Hopefully they play nice. It is brother-sister, and we all know how, if we've got siblings, how nice and how not nice you can play with each other.
Totally, and Otis Newman, one of his first couple of times being here at the Ace Motorsports track, local, up into 7th, great showing from him as well, doing really, really well in this series, so great from him.
Yeah, I'm looking out for Lucas Petrie. He loves to talk a lot and back himself, and that's not a bad thing. So he's moving up slowly as well, so he's up into 8th in kart 5.
Yeah, I think what we're finding in this category is there's a lot of kids who are really, really fast, but maybe learning that competing with other kids who are also equally as fast a little bit more challenging. For example, Tariq, a lot of people probably don't know, Tariq holds the lap record here at Ace. Literally nobody has ever gone faster than Tariq, but he's sitting in 11th and he's really struggled in this series to move forward, so maybe the racecraft with these other faster kids is one that's playing a factor.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, starting out as young as I did at 20 in karting, rental karting that is, I had no concept of racing or anything. It was just fast into the corner and slow out, rather than slow into the corner and fast out. So stuff like this, having all the under-18s race each other, really develops their skills, and with their mindset at such a young age, is really quick development in racing as well. So,
and I think it's important to note that none of these drivers, when they're not having great performances, it's not that they're not doing well or that they don't have the talent or skill, it's that they're learning. This whole session for them is about learning how to race other people, learning when the right time to pit is, learning what the right strategy is, and it's only going to make them stronger. Everyone that's racing in the series is going to come out a better driver in the next race after this.
Yeah, indeed right. And the other learning characteristic of racing is the different feels of different karts, slightly different seat positions, slightly different pedals, slightly different steering input. Like some really turn on a dime. Like the kart I was in just in my last race really had good front turn, but it wanted to let loose in the rear. So giving these kids a variety of different karts to manage and then understand why that's doing that, so that they can manage it in the next race, or ultimately on their outlap find out exactly what type of kart they've got, and then they can manage that through the race.
Yeah, and not only that, they also have to be managing all the different drivers. See, the thing is, when you turn up to local rental cars, you usually tend to face the same kids over and over again. Whereas with this national competition, you have the fact that you're meeting people from Wellington, from Tauranga, from Christchurch, that you've never raced before against. You have no idea how they defend, you have no idea what their skills are, and you might be underestimating them.
Oh, most definitely. It's, you can't judge a book by its cover in this competition. It's even over my career of rental karting, you can't count anyone out. A lot of people will surprise you if you start doing that. So you've really got to be open-minded and say, hey, there might be someone better than me, and if they are, I'm going to learn from that.
Speaking of shocks, Tariq's moved his way up to 5th, so that's a great showing from him in kart number 4. Tariq's up now ahead of Levi and Otis, so and all the way up to 3rd now. That's just updated ahead of Leonora, so Leonora's done her pits now. You've got to say that also Danielle and Ashton Peck doing really, really great. Their parents own the Evolt go-kart track just up in Matakana. So a lot of experience there for them in terms of what they're able to do.
Oh, brilliant. I should hopefully we want to talk to them after this race, because we're going up there Sunday to go check out their track, seeing as it is the newest one in New Zealand. But it's good to see them out front. They've obviously got a lot of training under their belt and know their way around the kart.
Yeah, but obviously with Evolt running on electric karts and these running on petrol karts, I mean, you've raced at a few different tracks. What's the difference between an electric kart and a petrol kart?
Well, with the electric kart, you've got a little bit more throttle modulation, and instead of using the brakes, you just back off. So you've got to drive them completely different. You can't just go all out and expect the ice motor to save you. With an electric, you've really got to utilise the throttle control as well as the brake, because what I've found in my racing is that the brake just locks up the rear wheel, so you're better off to just modulate the throttle.
And so then transitioning into these karts with the motors with a little less torque in them, so they're traditionally harder to get up and moving. So it's really impressive to see the Pecks both performing really well in these petrol karts, which obviously behave so differently. So even though the driving skill comes across, they're learning the new motors. These two are doing a fantastic job of transitioning into that.
Oh, 100%. I mean, Danielle's done a very fast lap time, consistent 27 seconds. The best lap time is a 27.863, which is the fastest of the group that I can see. The next one up is Levi Cavill with a 27.9. So,
yeah, Tariq is a fantastic driver, and I've just heard that he's passed 3 people on 1 lap, and I can tell you that he does that consistently. Tariq's probably biggest strength in this series is he probably head checks more frequently than anyone else. If you watch him on the stream, he's checking constantly who's behind me, who's to the left, who's to the right, and then makes a decision, makes a move. And it means that if you're consistently passing people, you don't have to worry about defending, because by the time that someone's coming out to attack you, you've already passed 3 more people and got them as a defense system. So it's a great strategy from Tariq to just focus on getting those fast laps in. And as we said, he is the fastest person ever around this track, so don't underestimate him. He definitely, when he gets faster than almost everyone here.
Yeah, most definitely. And the best defence in karting is a good offence. You know, I think after racing in the 100 categories, watching these light guys, you know, we were once that light too. So, you know, it brings back good fond memories of us
long ago memories.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, one interesting fact is versus the heavier guys, the karts are a lot more stable because the weight's in them. With these lighter kids, you can see them on the final corner because they're going so fast and at 70 miles per hour, and the grip's so limited. As we were talking to Andrew before, the grip's limited on this. And that's the end of the session, so that's going to be a win, I think, for Ashton Peck. and Danielle picked first and Ashton picked second. So great result from them. Tariq with finally getting a third. So great job from Tariq. Give a round of applause to these young kids in the top three. Danielle pick, Ashton pick, and Tariq Desdemone. Great showing from all three of them. But yeah, as I was saying, with these karts at the top speed into that final corner, they're jumping around. So these kids have to basically force the karts to hold the corner and the line. So a great job from them, showing some very early skill and exciting work from them. And I've got to say, shout out to Otis Newman, 4th place, only like his 5th or 6th time ever racing on this track. So fantastic showing from this young gun to just show up to these national guys with a heap of experience and say, you know what, I've got talent.
I'll tell you what, in that class there's definitely been a change in the pecking order.
Yes, there has. Another one. Speaking of puns, it's time for the principal zone again because someone's been naughty.
Okay, what have we got here?
Can I please have Oscar Grant, Isaac Jameson, Shamil, and Malachi Maloney make their way to the driver briefing area, please?
Once again, no Christchurch drivers there, all behaving themselves.
Yep, I've had a really strong word to our crew from Christchurch. You know that some of them had such a terrible competition last year. They're too scared to do anything wrong here. So we're better off to under push karts and under drive the karts than be told off by Tom, because Tom is quite scary. And as long as he's got some good calves, but that's probably the only nice thing about him.
That's your excuse and you're sticking to it.
100%. Don't cross Tom.
So what did you think of that race?
That was really good. I did watch those young kids bouncing around in their turn one there. It's incredible they can get any grip, but I imagine the power to weight ratio gives them that acceleration. So I think we'll have quite the opposite look in this this field here. While they're not the heavies, they're got a bit more ballast to keep the back wheels on the ground.
Yeah, I can tell you when we've watched, when we've done, like, for example, 5 hours of Ace or 100 laps of Ace, and we have these weight categories mixed up, you watch it as the heavy guys come into the corner and they can brake a lot less, but then the light kids, just in that middle section, they just take off and they're just gone. You can't even touch them.
Okay, we better go through the grid order here. In grid 1, we have kart number 5, Andre Camilo. In grid 2, we have kart number 20. Oh, there's been an accident in the pit lane. Oh, hopefully our official wasn't hurt there. So grid 2 is kart number 20, Ed Schaefer. Grid 3 is kart number 18, Paul Carville. Grid 4 is kart number 3, Oscar Grant. Grid 5, one to watch, kart number 10, Jeremy Pluck. Grid 6 is kart number 19, Michael Robinson. Grid 7, JJ Brett in kart number 17. Grid 8 is kart 21, Lucas Petrie. Grid 9, Malcolm Hugenvoice in kart number 2. Grid 10 will be kart number 16, Gary Fitzpatrick. And we have a look, Mandela Pluck starts there on grid 12, so a fair bit of work to do for debatably the favourite in this class. And Nicholas Warburton, another one, quick one there, starting on grid 14 and ahead, just ahead of Neil Kumara, the last race winner in this class. So it's the calm before the storm. About to go racing. Oh, Wayne racing. We've got the jiggles going on here. Into turn 1 they go, and it's kart number 5.
And speaking
kart
of
number 5, your race leader.
And speaking of fast racing, we've got both of the picks with us here to have a chat because they both did a fantastic job. 1-2 for you guys. Was it 1-3? 1-2? 1-2, yeah, strong result from you guys. So, how's it been here at Ace?
It's great, I love it. Love the track. Yeah, it's great. Good track, fast karts. It's really grippy.
So, you guys obviously have your guys' own track out at Matakata, right, at Evo. So, how's it difference between the electric to the petrol karts?
The petrol's a lot faster and a lot noisier, but I like the electric karts too. Yeah, the electric take off a lot quicker, so you don't need to bounce up and down on the seats to try to make them go faster.
And how's it competing with this wide array of multiple different talented kids from around the country, getting to finally see how you guys stack up to the rest of the country?
Difficult. There's a lot of fast kids in this group, all getting really good times. Yeah, lot of competition out there. So it's good to see the results from over the weekend.
Yeah, well, it's a fantastic work from both of you to get a 1-2. Really shows off the technique and skill that you guys have been working on and developing, and really shows what kind of skill you guys have here. So how are you guys hoping to get into how when we progress into the finals and the semi-finals and stuff like that, how are you guys hoping to do?
First, or at least second to Ashton. I'm hoping we're both first and second, any order.
And so is there going to be any team orders, any family orders, you know, one person sort of block the pits or something like that? Is there any sort of strategy you guys are working out early on?
Nah, just race as best as you can, see how well you do. Yeah, same.
So basically faster sibling gets all the bragging rights and mum's favourite. Yeah?
Yeah, pretty much. Yep.
Yeah, I was having a chat to your mum earlier and she was saying basically whoever's in the lead, that's the one she's talking to, the other one doesn't exist. So congratulations guys, great result. Hopefully we'll get to talk to you guys later on in the weekend, but great result guys. See you later. And we've currently got a little bit of an issue with the lap timing system, so we actually don't have a result on how this race is currently doing, but the team are technically trying to figure that one out as soon as possible. Lance, how's this race been going?
Listen, it's all on. There's a couple of little battle packs out there. Oh, pit lane carnage. 21's complaining he's got no brakes.
Oh. Mandela Pluck just shaking his head.
Yeah, 21's claiming he's got no brakes. And we've got a red light. So we've gone red, ladies and gentlemen. I believe we are going to restart this race. So,
okay, this is going to be a complete restart.
So red light means come to a stop, guys. Sure you can hear me over there. Good. Good little mini stock drivers.
Okay, this will be a complete restart, this race. They're going to get 2 bites of the cherry. Do you like cherries, Ash?
Yeah, well, unfortunately the timing system wasn't started, so a little bit of we can consider this a warm-up lap, but yeah, a good opportunity for 21, who obviously had some mechanical issues with his brake. It means that he's not going to be limited quite as much, so yeah, good opportunity for him to recover his race. Yeah, it's a full restart, so we're going to have to reorder the grid and everything. So we're going to have a little break in the commentary right now, just while we sort out some of these issues. Just a few technical issues, but just a reminder to everyone, we're all humans and we're all trying to do our best, have the best that we can. So accidents happen, and we'll try to do our best to sort them out. So if everyone can just give us a chance to fix this up, and we'll get back to racing as soon as we can.
And Ash, how does that upset your mental confidence when you see something like that? You've got to come back in again, and then you've got to completely reset.
Well, I think it's important to just take a deep breath, cool down, just remember this is just mostly about having fun, and remember that we're all humans. So as we say in the rules, actually, in the rules it says that you need to take it easy. So anyone who's acting a little bit hot, they can either have an opportunity to walk away and cool down. Otherwise, they can the marshals can take the decision to remove them from the race if they deem it.
Well, it definitely looks like they've had their cool down period because they're coming back into it now.
Yeah, and an opportunity to reset the grid, obviously. It's going to give them an opportunity to have a second attempt at it. As we said, no points have been given, so no one's actually been disadvantaged.
Make sure you get back into the same cart. That would be one thing too, wouldn't it?
Or at least the correct cart. I'm not sure if they've reallocated them or something, but opportunity now. No points have been given, so it's still a fair, equal playing field to go out and do well. So yeah, but a few mechanicals and stuff. So obviously the team will just do their best to have an opportunity. Just a reminder to all the competitors later onwards that they're not to be pressing the throttle while waiting in the session.
Well, it's going to be very important for the drivers to keep their composure for this restart. Okay, so the drivers will come round for the restart, they'll line up, presumably in their original grid positions. Maybe different carts, I'm told. So it's the calm before the storm. We're about to go racing once again in one of the most competitive classes we have out here at IORK.
Yeah, and obviously everyone's taking it really seriously. We got the Pluck cousins in this one, so obviously trying to do well, see where they come out. Jerome Pluck's quite high up in the grid, where traditionally he's been starting further back, so good opportunity for him, but a little bit argy-bargy from the Pluck there. Jerome Pluck pushing someone into the wall there, or certainly what it looks like. We'll have a look on the replay, but maybe a little bit argy-bargy, a little bit hot-headed. We saw them banging at the wheels before the race began, so maybe a little bit frustrated.
Well, it's all going to come to fruition as they come into the pits for the first lap. And there goes Jeremy Pluck is the second one in the pits. Cart number 2 is the first in the pits.
Yeah, 4 in the pits. That's crazy.
Cart number 2, of course, trying to look. Oh, yes, it's Andre Camilo.
Looks like Cart 5 just got away with that one. But we've got a tyre wall out, so currently the track master is trying to fix that as quickly as possible because the tyre wall's moved out of the way.
Well, we talked about track boundaries before. Obviously, some weren't listening.
Yeah, again, I think the session prior had got some people worked up, and they came into the session with a hot head, and ultimately, as I said, those track masters will make the decisions and the calls when fair to penalise drivers who aren't acting in the best of faith.
Well, we've got South Islanders 1 and 2 at the front of the field at this present point of time. Lucas Pertry from Nelson, the Nelsonian, in cart number 7, leading Malcolm Hugenvoist in cart number 14.
Yeah, and doing a great job. We've seen Lucas pop up a few times with his name. Phil Alsford also doing really well, and Malcolm, all really fast pedalers, so moving their way up through the field.
There we go. Jeremy Pluck, I think that's his second pit stop for Jeremy.
Yeah, and some drivers taking it really fast in the pit lane, obviously trying to maximise their attempts, but again, they will get penalised if they're travelling too fast. The track masters are a bit smarter than that.
Okay, cart number 4 in the pit lane now, and that's Oscar Grant, way down 11th place at this stage, so he's got a fair bit to do.
And another nose to tail in the pits, and again, man, Pluck's been hit twice now by people with supposed brake issues or struggling to brake or not practicing right. Puts up his hand, apologises, and that's all good. Pluck says that's fine. and then move on. But yeah, again, incidences, a lot of people trying. It shows you how competitive this heat is, because so many of the drivers are trying so hard, but they're pushing over the limit.
Well, Mandela Pluck, of course, he was back in ninth. We saw him shaking his head before the restart of this race, so perhaps he's just not quite as composed as what he normally is.
Yeah, I think we could nickname this race the Fast and the Furious, because, man, they're all racing out there with a bit of a vengeance. There's pushing going into turn 8. That looks like 3 was just giving 5 a little nudge in the corner. That could be very dangerous if done wrong. But, yeah, 3 pushing his way through 5. And then coming in with a nice little battle into 3 and 4, having a real tight push. But seems like 5's going to be the one that wins out in that altercation.
Oh, second place man, Lucas Petrie in the pits there. And your race leader now is Malcolm Hugenvoice. Hoogie he's known as your race leader from Christchurch, kart number 14. Lucas Petrie retains that second place ahead of James Hockley.
Oh, we got a double way fight into the corner 8 and 7, coming into 6. Kart 6 is going to be fighting into 1 and into 3. Oh, and they're going nice and tight, having a fun battle between 6 and 14 right now. Who's going to come out victorious? It looks like 14 is going to be the one to win that battle.
Oh, Michael Robinson will be furious about that in kart number 6.
Yeah, Malcolm Hugenvoice already out in the front. Lucas falling back to second, but still in a good position. And Neil Kumar, our previous race winner, sitting there.
Oh, he's dropping down. He's just on his pit stop.
Yeah, and JJ Barrett moving his way up through the grid as well. Mandela Pluck waking his way from the back of the grid up to 4th already.
Well, Mandela's having another stunner in this one in kart number 9. 4th place at the moment. Fastest lap of a 28.53. That's fair hauling. The fastest lap in the race looks like Lucas Petrie, 28.43, and Malcolm Hugenvoice up there with a 28.54. And here comes Mandela Pluck for his second pit stop. They're looking very hard at the lights. Give it the old jandle.
And there's chaos going on in the pits. We've got mechanical, we've got drivers switching, and we've got our staff doing the best they can to keep a track of what's going on. But drivers, this session is just turning into chaos. Mechanicals, angry driving, bunching and barging, speeding in the pit lane. It's all going on in this session.
I'll tell you what, who's picking up the pieces at the moment. It's Malcolm Hugenvoice, your race leader in kart number 14.
Totally. Doing a really great job keeping the calm ahead and just focusing on the race. That's probably the strategy.
And here he is, your race leader, Malcolm Hugenvoice in the pits. Will he retain his lead? He's got a 22-second lead.
Well, it looks like Jerome Pluck's just passed him out of the pits, so Jerome Pluck kept that overspeed coming out of it.
Look at Mandela Pluck. He's in the thick of the battle into turn 1. Got 3 other cars just behind him. He'll try and get the
carts jumping around, moving left and right. Everyone trying to undercut. Every time you move to the left to try and pass someone on the right, someone on the right is passing you on the left. You've got to keep looking in both directions at the same time.
Well, Mandela Pluck back there in 12th position at the moment, but he has done both his pit stops. And that could definitely tell at the end of this one, but Malcolm Hugenvoice is masterclass at the front at the moment.
And kart 5 sideways into turn 7. That's a really fast corner, so to go sideways, that's a crazy one to recover from. He's trying everything to pass Mandela Pluck, but just not being able to make it stick.
Yeah, Malcolm Hugenvoice, your race leader, kart number 14 from James Hockley in kart number 12. Lucas Petrie there in 3rd place in kart number 7. Oscar Grant back there in 4th. We've seen a few different names at the pointy end of this race.
Yeah, definitely a swap, chopping and changing over around. Lucas has been consisting up there, Malcolm's been consisting up there, and Malcolm's coming for his other stop now. So now Malcolm's completed, so if he can get a hold in the top 3, then he just needs to fight for first.
Well, he's gone down the order. He's now in 3rd place. James Hockley, your new race leader in kart number 12, followed by Lucas Petrie in kart 7. Then we go back to kart number 12, which is Malcolm Hugenvoice, and kart number 4, Oscar Grant.
Yeah, and you got to say this is his second race in a row where Mandela Pluck's had an issue. So Mandela Pluck feeling very unlucky over the past 2 races. Gone from confidently winning the first 3, losing these last 2. This is going to hurt him in the championship quite dramatically.
Well, I'm sure he'll bounce back from this, and of course he's done both his pit stops. There are a lot of drivers still to complete their last pit stop.
Yeah, totally, but in this situation right now, it looks like Jerome Pluck's going to be the fastest of the Pluck cousins, so good showing from Jerome, showing his pace.
James Hockley just done his second pit stop. We'll see where he slots At the moment, he's just ahead of Jeremy Pluck in 9th position.
And JJ Brett doing a good job of being in 7th, and Phil Elston from Wellington up into 5th, so great showing from him.
Okay, with 30 seconds still on the clock to go, we've got our previous race winner, Neil Kumara, way back there in 11th spot.
Yeah, well, his race win was a bit of a shock, right, because he didn't seem like he was really going to be a top fighter considering his championship points, showing this race not actually up there this time.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's either a feast or a famine. That last lap will come into play very, very shortly. They should be on the last lap now.
But look at the gap. Everyone's within basically the same lap, so everyone's doing a really great job.
Lucas Pertry now your race leader in cart number 7, just ahead of Malcolm Hugenvoice, who's come back at it in cart number 14, and Oscar Grant. And that checkered flag will be out very, very shortly as we try and pick up your race leader. Lucas will have a smile from ear to ear if he takes this one away. And here he comes now, Lucas Pertry.
And that's the flag, so
he's got the checkered flag.
Has done it.
Malcolm Hugenvoice. Oh, it's shooting around all over the place. Here we go. That's the previous race. We've seen the pecking order there. We'll go on to this one. And it's Lucas Pertry, the Nelsonian. Oh, Nick will be wrapped about that one. Lucas Pertry, your race winner, faster lap at 28.25. Second place to the Christchurch man, Malcolm Hugenvoice, 28.4. And third place to Oscar Grant.
Great shot from Oscar Grant today. That was a good race from him. A chaotic race, obviously, in that session, but calm heads prevailed, I think, in that session. Just able to focus on getting a fast lap, consistent laps, and great showing from them. But yeah, a chaotic session. Hopefully these guys can go off, have a drink, come back into the next session and focus up for the next round.
Okay, just going through those placings once again when they come up on the screen. And there we go, Lucas Pertry in first place, Malcolm Hugenvoice in second, Oscar Grant in third, Ed Schaefer, fourth place, Phil Ashford in fifth, Nicholas Warburton there in sixth place, good drive from him, JJ Brett back there in seventh, Mandela Pluck 12th. He will be disgusted with that one. Alright, so the drivers get out, back in 8th place, 9th place, sorry, just behind James Hockley in 8th, and Paul Carbell will round out the top 10. Last start winner was Neil Kumara back there in 11th, just ahead of Mandela Pluck in 12th. Lucas Pertry, what an awesome effort.
Yeah, it was alright.
How was the race?
A bit dicey. Sorry to the guy that I locked off and hit him. That's on me. Yeah, not too bad though.
But it was a pretty chaotic session. It seemed like everyone was going out there and driving a little bit angry.
Yeah, I don't know why, but it was all good. So, no hard feelings towards anyone.
But a little bit of bump and shove going in that session. Obviously, a little bit of a mix-up at the beginning of it around restarting it and stuff like that. So a little bit of a session mistake where it wasn't recording. So mechanicals happen and stuff like that. But obviously, it's just about understanding that mistakes happen and just moving forward, right? And so I take it you were quite calm and focused in that race?
Yeah, just not letting anything get to my head, really. Just moving forward, just getting on with the job.
I think that came across in your lap times because it was nice and consistent. Did a great job. Was always up there in the top 3 throughout the entire race. So good consistency from there. How are you finding the Ace track so far?
Yeah, it's alright. It's not better than Pro Karts though.
Alright, well, I see Nick over there with a big smile. It looks like you got yourself a free session next time you head over there. So have a good one, Lucas. Great race from you. And yeah, good job overall.
Okay, we're now into race 28, the 70 kg, same class, to 84.9 kg. And this is Group 2, Heat 4. And off Grid 1, we have cart number 14, and that'll be driven by Harry Wilcox. In Grid 2, cart number 4 is Nay Bernard. Grid 3, another quick driver in cart number 3, that's Donald O'Reilly. Grid 4 will be cart number 10, Porter Evans. Grid 5 is cart number 11, Jordan McLaughlin. Grid 6 is cart number 5, Brett Hick-Hoggins. Grid 7 is cart number 7, Caleb McLeod. Grid 8, Wade Crowther in cart number 19. grid 9 in kart 16 is Curtis Smythe. In grid 10 in kart number 20 is Milan Mogan. In grid 11 is kart number 12, Charlie Keyworth. Grid 12 is kart number 18, Tama Flynn. Grid number 13 is kart number 9, Jacob Fleming. And backseat of the bus in grid 14 is kart number 6, with a lot of work to do, but he's showing a fair bit of pace here this afternoon, is Johnny Curtis.
And a good opportunity for Nate Barnard starting at second. What can she do from second place? Can she finally get onto the podium for this race? Charlie Keyworth with his weight best in this session as well. We know he's really, really quick, so can he move up throughout the grid? Good opportunity for everyone here. As you say, Johnny's got a lot of work for himself. Harry Wilcox is in the box seat, so can he finally get another win? There's 5 Daytona drivers in this group, so a little bit of a central battle, but BNZ will run us through them.
Right, we've got from Team Daytona, Harry, Nay, Brett, Milan and Charlie, and not one of them is a slouch, so good luck to the rest of yous.
Yeah, well, we know you're a little bit biased, but what do you think realistically they can do? Do you think a race wins on the cards?
Harry from pole, a high chance if he plays his pit cards right. Charlie will work his way through the field no matter what, and same with Brett. And Nay will just hold her own at the front, like she always does.
Yeah, well, she's already lost a position into the first corner and dropped down to third, but still a good position for her to go into. It'll be a question of where the pit strategy plays into this. Do they drop down further, or can they hold it? But we've already got some passes coming into the back straight. Who's going to pit first? That's going to be the call. Looks like no one's taking it so far. In comes one. Everyone else is holding out to the left. 3 more come in towards the back, so it seems like the back runners are trying to go for that early pit. Good opportunity here for them. We've already got some shaking of the heads in kart 19. That is Quaid. Quaid's not feeling confident for some reason. Either further back at the grid, had a little bit of an incident, so just not able to move forward, but good opportunity for Quaid if he can just get the kart together.
Yeah, well, Harry seems to have got himself out to a good lead at the start here, so he seems to be found his pace.
Yeah, 28.2 straight off the bat. That's a decent lap for your second lap. That means that he's really focused in, trying to, we might even see him get into the 27s this round.
Oh, anything's possible, especially with any one of these drivers that are on the track, not just my team from Team Daytona.
Yeah, I think every time you see a 27 come up on the line, you know that person's really, really fast and really pushing. The 27 around this track is really impressive, and it's quite rare so far today. We've only seen about 5 of them, so you know, he's only a fraction of a second off it. And we've already got a 27, Charlie Keyworth, 27.8. So Charlie is absolutely pushing it to the middle right now. Fantastic job from Charlie Keyworth. And I mean, the session's going great. I'd love if Lance was here to join me. Lance would be fantastic right now as a commentary, because he'd be able to provide intrigue into the racing results. But yeah, Charlie Keyworth up into second, Brett Hodgins moved up to second. Charlie's just coming to the pits now. Charlie with his weight vest into the pits, 3-second stop, then gets a move on. How's his kart going to function here? How many positions is he going to lose? It's going to be a real big question coming into that race. Harry Wilcox falling from first to fifth. He's moving quite fast. Harry Wilcox is successfully ahead of Charlie, so doing a great job there from Harry. Nate Barnard from second place falling to seventh, so really good job from Nate. Probably got her pit stops already done. Curtis Smythe up into 8th, doing a great, fantastic job. And holding up the rear, Johnny Curtis, unable to make any positions. Johnny Curtis thought he had a lot of work for himself to do, finding himself 7 seconds off the back of the grid, so Johnny's got a lot of work to do to redeem this race. Lance, how's the race going?
They're coming into the back sweeper now. Brett and Caleb are really battling sort of bumper to bumper down there. They are for first position. So Brett with a little shoulder check. Oh, he's going to come in pit now. So let me just check. Kart 5, yes. So the leader peels out for the pit and second place stays out there. I've noticed there hasn't been as much double stacking in this heat compared to some of the other heats.
Yeah, they're paying a lot more attention to who's coming through. I think some people have been listening to our commentary, which is great to hear, and taking more into account how they're pitting and when they're pitting, paying attention to those hand signals, providing a lot of advantage to them. But yeah, the pit stops are proving to get a lot smoother as the weekend goes on.
Curtis Smith just leaving the pit lane in that very visible pink hoodie he's got. which I think has put a fear into a lot of drivers as they check their shoulders coming onto the back straight, and he's just decimating them. He likes to go to the outside, makes a lot of spots coming around into turn number 9.
The question I've got is how far away before it starts to rain, because the clouds are starting to look a bit ominous. Will the rain change this race if it comes in midway?
Well, I don't like your negativity, Ash, but if it does rain, it will absolutely change the face of this race. What would be brilliant is if it rains during the race itself, and there'll be a lot of drivers caught unawares, and 4 or 5 of them out there, I think, will read the conditions very quickly and adapt.
So let's put you into that position. You're in your 100 kg class, you're in your race, and it rains midway through. How do you adjust your racing strategy for that?
Well, I really like how you continually bring up my weight category. I really like that, thank you. Well, the Taringa crew are very adept at racing in the rain. We did that a lot, and so we actually prefer a wet track, and we always enjoy it when it rains in Nelson, because it sort of takes away our disadvantage of not having a home track. So in the wet, obviously you can't tip it in as hard and as late on brakes, but you can actually carry a lot of speed out of the corner in the 100 kg class, because you've got so much grip over the rear axle.
But I imagine it's a little bit of an advantage with pitting, because obviously pitting under a wet lap is a lot better than pitting on a dry lap. So do you get excited if you haven't done your pits and you're still and the rain starts to come down?
I get very, very excited when I haven't done my pits and it starts pouring with rain. So the effect of that is you lose less track position. So if everyone's lap times have increased to like that 35-second lap, and it still only takes you 10 to 12 seconds to do a pit stop in and out, then obviously you're going to lose less track position, which is to your own advantage.
So it's a bit like pitting under a safety car if we were in Formula 1.
Yeah, or like a real motorsport, like V8 supercars or NASCAR.
Well, they just changed their pit strategy, so I wouldn't know about that being a real sport.
Yeah, true story.
Yeah. Jacob Fleming currently out in the lead, Harry Wilcox up into 3rd, Charlie Keyworth in 4th, and Curtis Smythe in 5th. Nate Barnard from 3rd to 6th, still holding up into the top 10. Brett Hodgins doing well as well, and Quade Cooper just in that 10th final spot. Johnny Curtis from last up into 12th, and cart number 6 doing a fantastic job. Times we're seeing a few drivers drop into the 27s. We've got Harry Wilcox and Charlie Keyworth both into the 27s, and it looks like every other driver is hitting 28 except for Quade Crowler, who's only hitting 29s. But the 28 club is growing, so the track is clearly getting a lot faster than from this morning.
We've got less than 2 minutes remaining. I think this front 4 or 5 have definitely done all their pit stops. We see cart 7 and 9 coming in now, so that's 3rd position and 4th position. So there we go, that will now have all those pit stops complete. I would say that's a late strategy call. I don't know if that would have been on purpose, or maybe they were caught up in traffic and they just wanted to wait as long as possible to avoid the carnage at the end. So let's see how the next 90 seconds plays out.
Well, we're seeing a lot less alternative strategies going on, and
Yep,
a lot of people following the same strategy. And in racing, typically doing the opposite of someone means that you have the opportunity to gain when chaos ensues. So it's worth the gamble, I think, in my opinion. Very interesting race so far, very clean, very different to the last race that we just had, a lot less chaotic, right?
Absolutely, more control there, as I see Curtis Smith leaning all the way to the outside to get as much grip as possible coming out of turn 9 into turn 1. The advantage of running the same pit strategy as the person you're racing position for is you're less likely to get caught up in lap traffic. If you go to an alternate strategy, oh, I thought we had a card around.
No.
If you had an alternative strategy, you can get stuck in the mid markers, and that can let your opponent get away on you.
Wow, it looks like we might see a Wellington win here again, because Harry Wilcox is about to take the win with a 6-second lead, and then there's going to be a 1-2 with Charlie Keyworth finishing up behind him. So great job from Charlie with his weight vest, but Harry Wilcox is the hero of the day, because Harry Wilcox is about to win this race. All he has to do now is cross the line. Here he comes. Is he going to get one more lap before the yellow checkered flag? Looks like he's going to win this lap. Next lap he comes around will be the final lap, so all Harry Wilcox has to do, he's finished. He's won that race.
So great result there for Harry, 2nd place Charlie, and 3rd place Curtis Smythe. Oh, we had an outlap spin. Interesting to see that on the instant replay. As to that was done by himself, or if he had an assist.
Yeah, just a reminder to all the competitors to just take it easy on the last lap. You can't win any positions, you can't change anything, so just bring it back down to a crawling pace. I know the adrenaline gets a bit high at the end of the race, but it's just important for everyone's safety. There's no points on the last lap, so just take it in easy.
You can't win the race on that last lap, but you can get a pit penalty after the race, so slow down. We're going to shortly have our first black flag awarded.
But you know who wasn't unlucky? It's our race winner, Harry Wilcox!
Hello, I'm happy to be here again. See, I got a pretty good lap time there. Pretty happy with that race.
Yeah, breaking into the 27s again, man. Consistent, back-to-back visiting the commentary box. You keep doing this, it's going to be one hell of a weekend for you.
Yeah, no, I'm really happy that I finally got the chance to get up front, show what I can actually do. I was doing all right before, but I'm doing even better now, so I'm happy to be here. Hopefully it's not the last time I'm talking to you.
Yeah, well, Charlie Keyworth was certainly trying to make sure that it was him who was representing Wellington in this box and not you. Just his fastest lap, just a fraction faster than yours. Are you worried about him in the next session? Can you hold him off?
I mean, I feel like me and him are mates at this point, so maybe I could do a little bit of convincing to tell him to back off a little bit, but
he's already in one category, he doesn't need to win both.
Exactly, no, but he's a good racer, he definitely is. He was definitely one of the people that I was coming up with that I knew would be competition, so definitely looking out for him.
Coming from Wellington, I'd have to say you must have been wind assisted down that back straight.
Oh yeah, 100%. I feel like I got Maui on my side. He's just blowing me down the straights, just giving me that little extra push.
Were you worried about the rain at all during that session? The clouds are looking a little bit dark.
Well, no, I actually quite liked the rain in the race. Like, I don't know what session, it was our first session yesterday. It was real greasy out there, but I set the fastest lap. Starting at the back came 6th. So I really enjoy the wet conditions.
So probably a little rain dance after this session for your next one.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely have to pray to Maui or something. Get him to make it rain for us.
All right, man. Well, I said it before and I'll say it again. Hopefully we see you back here again next time because that was a fantastic race. Give a hand for your race winner, Harry Wilcox.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Wellington is just sweeping the field this weekend, and me in my Auckland seat, I'm feeling quite sad. But you know what? This next race is going to cheer me up because Daniel Douglas, and Tui Smiler, and Adam Jenkins, and Hamish McKay are all in this session, and I know they're going to give me a fantastic race, and nothing cheers me up more than a fantastic race here at Go Media Stadium at Ace Motorsport for IORK 2025.
Okay, ANZ, I think you better go through the grid then.
On pole position, we have Prince Gabriel Sagredo in kart number 12. Second position is...
do the accent, man.
Second position, Daniel Douglas, kart 4. Tui Smiler, number 5. Fourth position, Jonathan Camp at number 7. Mark Crook is in 5th position, kart number 19. Hamish McKay at kart number 6 with Stuart Robson next to him in kart 11. We've got Regan Prowse in 8th position. He's going out in kart number 14. Isaac Jameson in number 16. 10th position, Nick Holt in kart number 3. Rodrigo in kart number 10 with Adam Old School Jenkin in the kart number 9. And Blake Skinner lining up in kart number 20.
How can you call him old school Adam Jenkins with that hairdo? How can you call him old school?
Right, his race suit is retro throwback. It's fantastic.
His race suit may be retro throwback, but he takes off his helmet and he looks like Valtteri Bottas, so...
VB is the man. I'm going to support Cadillac next year, solely because of VB.
I know so many people that are leaving Formula 1 that are only getting back into it simply because Valtteri Bottas is going to be racing again, but you know what Valtteri Bottas is good?
What?
Winning races. Can Adam Jenkins win the race from the back of the grid? We'll find out now. One hell of a launch.
I'd say that Sergio Perez will bring more money to the team, so we'll have to see how that one shakes out.
turns 2 and 3. The pack's not as tightly bundled as earlier heats we've seen. Little bit of the heat has been taken out of this group, I think. We're just getting up to speed now onto the back straight. Top 3 karts. Oh, we've got 2 pitting straight off. So we only got 13 drivers on this heat.
But there we go, Tui Smiler's just done his first pit stop. He'll definitely be one to watch. He's back in 11th spot at the moment, so a fair bit of work to do.
He does seem to have quite a gift of churning it through the field on his way towards the front there. Got some very early hand waves for pit entries coming down the back straight. Good that people are notifying the guys behind them as the field now spreads out a little bit more. And we see kart number 12 in the pit, and that is Prince. And then kart number 6 next to them is Hamish McKay.
Well, Prince started off grid 1, and it's getting pretty tight at the front of the field. Look at this. Daniel Douglas, he's been a class act this weekend in first place from Richard Prowse, sitting there in second, and Isaac Jameson in third. Nothing too much in between them, but it looks like we've got a few pit stops going on now.
So we're starting to see that regular mid-race pit stop strategy coming. Nothing too exciting, but it does keep the guys who are battling for position together as we have some track marshals realigning tyres in turn number 1. Might have had a little bit of track limits issues going on over there.
Oh, we've got a tight battle up front. Look at this. There's only 0.27 of a second between our 2 race leaders, Daniel Douglas and Regan Prowse.
So got a little bit of moisture coming from the clouds. Want to see if that comes to fruition as Frank Gilbert, the class act in kart number 18, he does his pit stop. John Anderson, my apologies.
Well, it's still Daniel Douglas, your race leader from Regan Prowse. Regan Prowse in second place. Oh, it's dropped to third. Stuart Robertson now up to second. And Tui Smiler back there in fourth place.
Regan in kart 14 pits from position number 3. He is going to rejoin the field just behind the kart 19 of Mark Crook.
Oh, he's no slug, Mark Crook. Back there.
John Anderson, my apologies.
Well, it's still Daniel Douglas, your race leader, kart 19, sorry.
Oh, back-to-back pits for kart 18. That was John Anderson, I think. So he's got both of his pit stops out of the way straight away, and he files in behind Adam Jenkins. So that'll be a good little battle there in the midfield.
And we've got Jonathan Camp representing the Garden City back there at 9th place.
Now, there's a lot of karts out there with a lot of fresh air around them, so they're able to cut some good clean laps without traffic holding them up. It's the optimal time to try and make up some lap position while people are doing their pits if you can cut some good, clean, consistent laps. However, if you can't, then you should be pitting.
Well, I'd suggest that Tui Smiler has done both of his pit stops because he is 16 seconds, or 10 seconds, no. Yeah, around about 16 seconds behind our race leader, Daniel Douglas at the moment. Stuart Robertson in second.
As we see Blake into the pits in the big Red Bull helmet. So he's coming out onto the track. He's going to again slot in behind Adam Jenkins, Daniel Douglas, and John Anderson, I believe.
Yeah, you're saying that, who we got, Adam Jenkins being an old school driver, he'll be driving by the seat of his pants.
Yes, well, he's a third generation motorsport in his family, and so he is quite happy to be here in the rental kart. That race suit having done a lot of circuit racing and rallies in its day. And
okay, we've got another one coming into the pits, so we'll just catch the number. Coming through kart number 4.
That's Daniel Douglas in kart number 4 leading the pit lane.
He was up to second position behind Stuart Robinson. And kart number 14 in the pit lane at the moment. And that is Mark Crook.
Jonathan Camp has got Tui Smile all over his rear bumper and they are trying desperately to get past Daniel Douglas in cart number 4. They're going through the sweeper onto the back straight now. Daniel's hugging the inside line, Tui behind, but it looks like Jonathan Camp conceded that play. There he goes, up the inside, cart number 7, Jonathan Camp gets that spot from Daniel Douglas.
Oh, that's excellent driving from Jonathan Camp. And
Tui's having a look up the inside now.
So your race leader is still Stuart Robinson ahead of Jonathan Camp now in second place. And Daniel Douglas and back to Tui Smiler back there in third place now. Moving up to third place ahead of Daniel Douglas. Oh, things are pretty tight there. It looks like around the outside, Daniel Douglas having to go at Tui Smiler. Tui driving rather defensively with Daniel Douglas right around the outside. Look at that, up the inside he goes.
And back at the end of the top 10, Adam Jenkins is fighting for that position, and he's got Blake Skinner all over him, and again John Anderson just keeping in touch there in case either of one of them keeps a door open and he can take advantage of it. He's going to try and get the inside on Blake.
Unbelievable, we've got a Christchurch driver running out front, Jonathan Camp. I'd suggest he hasn't done both his pit stops though. He's got Tui Smiler just 0.5 seconds behind. He could be a sitting duck in this one, and you know all about sitting ducks.
Very good. And we can't discount Mark Crook in 4th position back in cart number 19. So he is next best in line to take advantage of when Jonathan Camp rolls out for his next pit stop.
Well, your race leader, Jonathan Camp, can he hold on, or does he have to do another late race pit stop? That's the big question.
I'd hope not, with only 40 seconds remaining.
So can Jonathan Camp hold off Tui Smiler?
Looks like he's stretched that lead a little bit to 1.5 seconds.
I have a grin from ear to ear. If he can take this one away.
Oh, Blake trying that round the outside of Tui.
Oh, Tui.
Sorry,
no, Jonathan Camp has done it.
Out.
Jonathan Camp, you little beauty, takes the win away from Tui Smiler.
Third place, Daniel Douglas and Mark Crook held on to 4th.
Then we go back to Rodrigo. Sigwell.
And just an Auckland update here. I'm pretty sure we're less than 5 minutes away from rain. Can feel it coming basically. So not too far away. Can feel it in the air. Tonight. Alright. And that's Duck's rendition of Phil Coulson. But yeah, fantastic run from Jonathan. Tui did a strong job, and Daniel Douglas. So Jonathan's not one we've been mentioning here, right? We talked about Tui, we've talked about Dan, we've talked about Mark.
Jonathan really runs under the radar really.
Yeah.
So he's done exceptionally well. Very quick driver. Great team driver in teams events, Jonathan.
Yeah, and that was a great showing from him. Good to get him up there, and yeah, really strong result from him.
He's one of those drivers that can punch out consistent lap after lap after lap.
Yeah, it was really good work from him, so hopefully we get to talk to him in a minute. Because
my goodness, you have to have a look at his lap time. Jonathan Camp with the fastest lap time, a 28.19 in cart number 7. Of course, Tui Smiler was back there in second place in cart number 5. Third place to cart number 4, Daniel Douglas. And back and forth was cart number 19, Mark Crook.
And you know what's the opposite of 19? First position, because we're here with first position, Jonathan Camp.
How good, mate. I did not expect that.
To be honest, we were just talking about it with such strong competition with Tui, with Daniel, and all of that. Your name pops up there in first. How you feeling?
Oh, on top of the world, especially after losing a few positions in the previous heats. I needed to find some speed, and it looks like I did find a little bit more. The 28.1.
So where did the speed come from?
Just licking the postage stamp and sending it.
Oh, congratulations, Jonathan. You're just another winner from the Christchurch camp.
Absolutely, only the best.
Probably the biggest cheer we've got all weekend. So, how are you finding, since we haven't had you here before, how are you finding the track so far?
Mate, I'm loving it. Feeling all the mechanical grip of that asphalt and all the room in the world to do crisscross, over-unders, all the different lines. It just makes for great racing. Love it.
So,
and a great lap time there, 28.19, you'll be wrapped.
Thank you, I'm absolutely wrapped. Just want to get in the 27s now.
So you got a nice little break before your next race?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So what are you doing in this break? Are you going over the track? Are you looking over it? Are you going through the live stream and seeing how that race folded out? How are you preparing yourself for the next race and getting into the semi-finals and the finals?
Watching Mandela Pluck's videos. Thank you, Mandela.
All right, man, well, enjoy your break. Fantastic race. Jonathan Cap, your race winner!
Well done.
Well, next up,
it's your favourite class. Next up,
it's certainly the one I enjoy the most because it provides the greatest opportunity. This is the next generation of racers here at the track at Ace Motorsports at IORK. It's a close field. We saw different winners. We've seen the picks 1-2. We've seen Otis get a strong fourth. We've seen Levi have moments of getting up there and doing really, really well. We know that Leonora typically is really strong at the front all the time. Tariq had opportunities to get up the front but never just quite done it. Who's going to take this one out?
I think Tariq, because off-grid 2 in car number 19, I think it's going to be good night nurse for the rest of the competitors when Tariq gets out in front.
I couldn't agree more. It's the best opportunity Tariq's had all weekend to finally convert this into a race win. Let's see how Tariq goes off the line.
And watch those lap times.
And that's a strong lead from Tariq. He's off. And Otis Newman, it looks like, is not going to let him walk away from this one. But what can Tariq do? It's going to be really tight. But if Tariq can hold this out, all he needs to do is just ensure that he doesn't pit, focuses on a fast lap, and just tries to get away. But it's a close battle between them. Whoa! The speed that they've got between car 14 and car 19. Tariq's going to have his work cut out for him. This is going to be one impressive race. Get by the track if you're not by it right now, because this race is going off. Who's going to be the winner of this one? Is it going to be Tariq? Is it going to be Levi Cavill? Is it going to be Haley Cavill?
Well, you tell me.
Well, I couldn't tell you right now because it's such a good battle. It's so close between them. They're just looking at each other, neck and neck, facing each other. Who's going to break first? Who's going to back off? Neither one's going. Henry, Levi Cavill versus Tariq. We don't know who's going to win this one. Don't take your eyes off it for a second.
Those lap times are going to come down.
28.4 and the air's starting to get colder. You've got to imagine it's getting faster, but we've got to spin into turn one, out of turn one.
Away again though.
Yeah, but that's going to just ruin the momentum. That's kart 9. Who's kart 9? Oh, Peyton Freeman. What a shocker for him. That's going to ruin his race. He's going to have a hard work coming back from this. But our race leader has come in, Tariq, kart 19. Where's this going to put him? Now Levi's got the lead, so good opportunity in free air. What can Levi do now with the free air that he's got?
Oh, I tell you what, keep it in the family. Look at this. Levi Cavill, your race leader from Haley Cavill, sitting there in second place.
And we've seen both of them be
Let's
really...
make it a Nelsonian 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, well, we've seen both of them being really, really competitive. Lucas also really competitive, so which one of the two is going to come through? Levi's just come in for his pits. We'll see how that affects him, where his position is compared to Tariq now.
Come on, you're not allowed to upset the boss.
Well, Tariq's just coming into his pit, but he was behind Levi, so don't know whether Tariq would have passed him or not, but Tariq's in for his second pit stop now, so if Levi pits again, we'll be able to see which one of them comes out on top.
Oh, Tariq's got his pit stops done and dusted already.
Yeah, let's see how far back in the pit he falls. He's currently sitting in 12. Will he fall any further back? But
well, I'll tell you what, there's nothing better when you go out and you've got a big pack of carts in front of you, you're catching them, and one by one they go into the pit lane, and it's like the sea opens up for you.
Yeah, well, Tariq's got white car in front of him, then a little bit of a gap, and then coming into two more cars just pitted in front of him, so Tariq's got a little bit of clear air. If he can just get past kart 10 of Lucas, who's currently in the race lead, Lucas Perche.
Lucas Petrie, fastest time there, 28.23. There might be a little bit of moisture there because the lap times have not dropped into the 27s yet.
Wow, yeah, it's treacherous conditions. The track's getting colder and it's changing between those, so there's definitely a changing in the zones.
Okay, we've got kart number 9 in the pits now.
And kart 10 of Lucas, our previous race winner in this.
That was Peyton Freeman. So pick up your race leader once again. It is Haley Cavill ahead of Lucas Pertry.
And Levi's just gone into his second pit, so of the people that we would be expecting to be in the lead of this race, both Levi and Tariq have got both their pits. Tariq's just coming out of the pits now. Levi and Tariq's still ahead of Levi, so this means that Tariq is most likely in the lead for this race once the pits are accounted for. Tariq, a strong lead against Levi. Which one of them can come out on top? We'll find out throughout the rest of these races because there's only 3 minutes and 50 seconds left.
Well, in racing terms, that's a long time.
Yeah, and Tariq's got a nice clear track ahead of him, so all he needs to do is focus up and just get those lap times in. We know he can be fast. He's got the fastest lap ever around here. So all this kid needs to do is just focus. We've got a kart slow and a kart spun in the lap. Looks like a kart's retiring or needing to be replaced through the midway of the track.
But at the moment, it's a Nelson 1-2. Haley Cavill, your race leader from Lucas Pertry.
And Levi's...
Ashton Peck now into third.
Levi's doing everything he can to pass, and Levi's just gone past the Tariq. Levi's taking the potential race lead. What can Tariq do to get this race back from Levi? Levi's a fast pedaler, so is Tariq. It's a battle of the young ones. Who can get control of it? I think Levi's a little bit lighter than Tariq, but Tariq's got the experience of the track.
Well, there's no substitute for experience out there at the moment, but your race leader still... Oh, it's changed. Ashton Peck has taken over the race win. Of course, he finished second last time out to his sister. Can he go one better this time? Haley Cavill sits there in second place from Levi Cavill. In fact, the two Cavills have changed around. In fact, Harley's just gone into the pits.
And Ashton Peck previously got second in that last race that we just had. He's doing quite well as well. Kart 9 looks like he's trying to get a retirement or a replacement or something. Either the kart's an issue or they've got an issue, but looks like it might be an injury, so it might be a retirement. That's no good for her. Don't want to see anyone get hurt during this race.
So, with 2 minutes left on the clock, Ashton Peck, your race leader from Levi Cavill, then go back to Tariq in third place, ahead of Haley Cavill and Hollis Newman, back there in fifth, ahead of Lucas Pertry.
Yeah, that's a super stacked top 6 drivers. They're really, really fast. All of them, don't underestimate any one of them. And they're all super close to each other. So Levi versus Tariq, that's going to be an interesting battle as it goes on. I think Ashton's still got a pit to go.
But what a turnaround. We've had race winners Danielle Peck and Leonora Mogan back there in 8th and 9th place.
Yeah, totally. It's just showing that as the race is going on, different race drivers in this category are getting the opportunity to show. There's probably a kart thing that we need to consider here. Apparently kart 19 that Tariq's in isn't as good as potentially kart 4 of Levi, so...
We're into the 27th. Look at this, fastest lap at 27.65 for our race leader Ashton Peck. Levi Cavill at 27.79 and also a 27.97 for Tariq in third.
Yeah, all three of them in the 27 club, so doing really strong, putting in fast laps. Anytime you see a 27, that means that driver is absolutely nailing the lap. There's a one hell of a pack that's forming up here.
It's the charge of the White Brigade going down the back straight.
Yeah, it's a really intense battle, seeing who's going to come through in that one. Levi's...
Can't be too much left in this race. 30 seconds to go.
Yeah, it might be Ashton Peck's one to win. Levi in second and Tariq in third. But we'll see how this race shakes out in the final seconds of it.
Well, once again, Ashton moving up the pecking order. He's got this one in the bag. As the checkered flag about to come out. Next time around, I'd suggest. Down the back straight we go, heading into turn 8. Here we go.
Looks like it's going to be Ashton Peck for the win.
Levi Cavill back there in second.
Under 17s and Tariq from pole finishing up in 3rd place.
Haley Cavill in 4th place, cart number 12. And then back to Lucas Pertree. Oh, things have changed around here. So here is the order. In 1st place it is cart number 4, Ashton Peck. 2nd place, cart number 14, Levi Cavill. Back there in 3rd is Tarek in cart number 19. Fastest lap out there to Ashton Peck at 27.65. That's fair flying. Haley Cavill was 4th in cart number 12. In 5th was cart number 10, Lucas Pertree, and back there in 6th was Hollis Newman, and in 7th was the previous race winner in this class, Danielle Peck.
And we're about to head into a break, but before we do that, we'll have a chat with a few more drivers that we haven't had the opportunity to talk to. Fantastic result from these drivers, and that top 6 is a really, really strong top 6. Otis Newman, Lucas, Haley, Tariq, Levi, and Ashton are all really, really fast drivers, really, really strong job. So great work from all of them. You have to say, I mean, it's really impressive to see some of these kids really, really young, but they're some of the fastest here all weekend. They're really showing the adults how to do it.
And they would have had to take the day off school, wouldn't they?
Yeah, well, I think a few of them have parents here who are also racing, so I wonder if the kids are going to their fathers and saying, you know, this is how you do it. Watch me. I'll show you how it's done.
Yeah, just looking at those lap times once again. Ashton Peck at 27.6. Also Levi Cavill 27.79, and Tarek there at 27.97.
Yeah, strong showing from Paul. Good job for him. Yeah, Otis again in that top 6. Really impressive for him considering his experience at this track and racing in general. So great work from him.
How's the voice, Ash?
I'm looking forward to a break. It's getting a bit rusty, so yeah, it's a good opportunity.
Okay, of course we had 2 14-year-olds and 2 12-year-olds right at the front of the field. That's awesome stuff. Of course, we'll be watching them in future motorsport events. Hopefully, we'll see how they line up. In fact, we've got one right here. This must be Ashton Peck, is it?
No,
it's not.
We've already talked to Ashton Peck, so I figured we'd grab someone else who was at least on the podium. We've got with us Tariq. How's it going, man?
Good.
Yeah, got onto the podium again, so another strong showing.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. Just trying to get positions up.
Yeah. Finding it a little bit hard with the lap traffic. How's it been competing with these people from all around the country in this national competition with all this different experience level?
They're all very good. It's very hard to get past them. Definitely more competition than used to race.
But of course, you're a very fast racer here and very familiar with race. You actually have the lap record, is that right?
Yeah. Yes.
So how do you master a lap? I mean, you're the perfect person, right? Of everyone in this entire stadium, you're the person we've got to ask. How do you nail a lap around this track?
Just focus. Yeah.
He's like, it's really simple for me. I just go out and drive. I can do it very easily. Yeah. So, how's it at this track? Have you raced at other tracks, or is this the one that you've got the most experience on?
It's the most experienced one I've got, but I'm starting to do stuff in karts for Auckland and racing Rotax.
So you're wanting to progress further up into the motorsport career?
Yes.
Oh, that's excellent, man. Well, you've certainly got the skills, you've certainly got the talent. I've watched you a few times. I think you're very, very impressive of a driver, doing a great job, got onto the podium. What more can we expect from you throughout the weekend? Are we going to finally see a win from Tariq?
We'll see.
We'll see. Well, I've got my money on you, so guess what? You're going to do a great job, and hopefully we'll get to talk to you as a winner soon. That was podium place position finisher Tariq. Obviously, congrats to Levi and Ashton Peck for their fantastic showing throughout this race, for their race win and second place. All right, well, we're going to go off for a break now. I'm going to rest my voice because it's a little bit rusty, but we look forward to joining you after the break for some more action-packed racing here at IORK. Good time to shout out the sim racing and the break. If you just can't get rid of that thrill and you really want to get into the karts, sim racing, $15, 20 minutes. Book over at the office is a great opportunity. let's give a shout out to our sponsors as well. We can't do this event without them. So big shout out to Racefacer, who's enabling us to run this with their software, and big thanks to Rental Carts NZ Kart Suppliers. Again, cannot do this event without them. Also, a big thanks to all of our marshals and crew and everyone that's helping put it together. Now, if you'd like to pick up some official IORK memorabilia, there is some for sale over at the Repco tent currently for sale. So we've got hoodies for $67.50, t-shirts for $42, and hats for $40. So great price and opportunity to grab some of them while it lasts. Some memorabilia to remember this amazing event.
And remember, of course, our next session will get underway at the earlier time of 5:50 p.m.
Right.
And starting off with that next session, we have...
we've got the 69 kg and under, so the lightweights, the Charger Lightweight, as you like to say. So looking forward to that racing, and yeah, we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Thank you very much.